Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see in the picture today, let's start the story of what if Issei raised by both Ddraig and Albion. Before I start, please do support for more awesome content and subscribe my channel and like this video. Oh, support and follow the Rex Draconium for writing that awesome fanfic, and also make sure to comment on the story link in the description. Let's start this video. Issei was walking down the street going back to his house after school. A new episode of Code Geass was going to be shown today, and he wanted to watch it live. Ever since he had started watching Code Geass, Issei made it a point to stop hanging out with his pervy friends and smarten up. He started by following Lelouch's lead and learning chess. Halfway through the season, Issei was pretty good, beating all of his friends and most adults even at his young age of 10. As he was about to turn the corner, he noticed that there was no one around. No kids, no cars, no adults, no nothing. Then, he heard something that sounded like wing beats. Beats. He looked behind him and saw 3 men each with 3 pairs of pitch black wings. Hello? Are you Issei? The apparent leader asked. Who's asking? Issei replied, the fallen angel. I'm assuming you are since you matched the description. I'm terribly sorry, but I'm afraid we have orders to kill you, the man said, with a face that showed little regret. I don't suppose we could just talk this out. No, I'm afraid we can't. Pray, my friend, for you will die this day. With these words, the fallen angel summoned a light spear and threw it at Issei. After a moment of flying, it hit just next to Issei, exploding and throwing Issei across the street, where he stopped when he hit a wall of a church. Issei, I told you to prepare yourself, the fallen angel said. I don't know what you want. Please let me live. As I said, I cannot. Boy, do you want to live? Yes. Of course, then do as I say. No. Do as I say. Don't listen to that white fool. Listen to me, that redneck is racist. Listen to me. Did you just call me a redneck, you cracker? What if I did? What are you going to do, kill me? Good luck. Wait. Stop fighting. Help me. Oh, yeah? You're still in danger, aren't you? Cracker, I got this. Fuck you, redneck. I'll handle this one. To summon me, all you have to do is focus your emotions into your left arm and shout boosted gear. No. Don't do that. Summon me by focusing your emotions into your right arm and shout dividing gear. How can I do both? No. Choose. Tough. Issei focused on all his emotions, his will to live, his love for his parents, and his future bride. He wanted to live, he needed to live, so he focused them into both of his arms and shouted boosted gear, dividing gear. As he said this, a red gauntlet appeared on his left arm while a white gauntlet appeared on his right arm, and wings grew from his back. Fuck you? Yeah. You should have just chosen one of us. How the hell do I fight? For me, shout boost. It will double your power. There will be a 10-second delay, then you can do it again. After a couple times, just aim your hand and yell explosion. As for me, you need to touch one of them, then yell divide. I also have a 10-second delay. The result should cut their power in half and add it to yours. I suggest starting with the polite one. I'm way stronger though. Start using my power. No. Start with me. Shut up. I'm assuming that if I die, you die, so deal with each other just for this fight. Okay? Fine. Very well. Issei shouted, boost. He felt a surge of power flow through him, and he charged the 3 fallen angels. What do you think you are doing, boy? The lead fallen angel asked. Preparing myself. As he said this, he punched the lead fallen angel in the face, sending him flying into another building. Divide. And as soon as he said it, a wide aura enveloped the fallen angel and a white ball emerged from his and flew towards Issei. Once Issei absorbed it, he felt even more power flow through him. Meanwhile, the other 2 fallen angels were cowering in fear at the sudden comeback of the human they assumed would be an easy kill. Let's finish this. Boost explosion, and a beam of energy shot out of his left arm and killed the 2 other fallen angels. He began panting, having exerted too much energy. See, I told you that you should have just used one. Yeah, now you're all tired. I'll take control and fly you back to your house. No. I will assume control. Do you have wings? After a moment of silence, he continued. Exactly. Now shut up. How make me? Issei suddenly lost what little control of his wings he had and was flown home by his arm. That makes sense. Right. Right. Because if not, something's definitely wrong. Once at his house, Issei laid on his bed and closed his eyes. Who are you? Does it matter who we are? It very much matters. I am Ddraig, the Red Dragon Emperor, and I am. He is unimportant. Just listen to me. Albion, the White Dragon Emperor. Don't listen to the rude redneck, he's racist. Shut up, you cracker. I am not. Yes. You are. You just called me a cracker just because I'm white. Well, you call me redneck? How's that any different? I don't speak, act, or taste like a cracker. You act, behave, and speak like a redneck. Is there anything else you need to say? I'd appreciate it if you would stop fighting. It's a real pain, especially if I'm in another fight. I didn't start it. He did. No, I didn't. He stole my girlfriend. No, I didn't. She was just crashing at my cave after a long night at the pub. Really? Yes. Truce. Okay. Truce. Did I miss something? We have been fighting each other for the past couple millennia. Anyway, I'm going to take a nap. Ask Albion about anything that you need. He's the brains. Well, I've always been bronze. True. Have you gone to sleep yet? Zzz, good. Issei, I don't want to have any secrets between us. I banged his girlfriend. But I do regret it. She got really upset after Ddraig commented on her figure, so she got me drunk. Please don't think poorly of me or tell Ddraig. We were best friends before, but he would never listen to reason and always attacked me before I could talk. In all of our past lives, being transported from one host to another, we would fight each other. Well, more like he would attack me. Well, I would try to talk to him, then kill him out of irritation. Which reminds me, you should be happy. Never in existence has there been someone who has had both Ddraig and I in their possession. I wouldn't call being attacked by 3 people I've never met lucky. Yes. I should also explain that to you as well. The 3 strongest factions of this time are the angels, fallen angels, and devils. All of these are derived from the Bible. Long ago, there was a war. During this war, the 3 factions were almost destroyed until Ddraig found out what happened between me and his girlfriend. He went on a rampage, and I fought back. They assumed that we meant to destroy the world and thus sealed us in something called a sacred gear. Only humans can be born with them as they were God's gift to humanity. Also, this is a big secret, so you have to promise not to tell anybody before I tell you. Okay. I swear on my life. New rule. Never swear on your life. You're part dragon, which means when you do and you intentionally break it, you will die. But you won't if you have truly done everything in your power to keep your oath. Intense. Wait, did you say I'm part dragon? Yes. Because you have both dragon eye, you have become more dragon than any other being that wasn't born a dragon has been. You will gain extreme strength, speed, endurance, and lifespan. Also, you will attract more members of the opposite dot. Most of our hosts have appreciated that fact. Anyways, the secret, God of the Bible is dead. What? Yep. So don't tell anyone. Okay? It would cause a mass panic and many lives would be lost. Any other questions? Is everything in the Bible true? It's kind of true. It's like those pathetic movies that are based on a true story. Most of the events did happen, but not in the way it says, with varying degrees of accuracy. Can you tell me anything about the 3 factions? You ask a lot of questions. I like that. And of course I can. The angels are the weakest mainly because they can't make any more angels. Their leader is Mitchell and their second in command is Gabriel. She's super hot and a virgin, or so I've heard. Did I mention that the angels are getting desperate for more members like children? And I did mention that members of the opposite will be naturally attracted to you. I get the feeling that you want something. I'm the White Dragon Emperor. I have a thing for angels. Drake has a thing for devils. It's one of the reasons that he had a girlfriend that would cheat on him, a bitch a devil, and why she had to get me drunk first because I don't condone cheating. Moving on, the fallen angels are the second weakest since they can get more members by either having kids, which is encouraged in fallen angel society, as opposed to the heavens where it's looked down upon since that's how many angels fall. The other way they can get members is by recruiting angels and having the fall from heaven. Their leader is Azazel and their second in command is Kokabiel. I've heard that Azazel is a pretty cool dude. The fallen angels are kind of a mix of the two factions, so Ddraig and I never really liked them nor disliked them. The final faction is the devils, who are undoubtedly the strongest. They can gain members by having kids or by turning members of other races into devils. Because of this, they have far superior numbers, and their members have a wide variety of attacking forms, unlike the other two, who are largely limited to light attacks. As I previously said, Drake has a thing for devils. I never understood why. Do you have any idea why the fallen angel faction attacked me? I didn't do anything last time I checked. Like I said, Azazel is a pretty cool guy. I only briefly met him once, but I have heard very nice things about him. However, the second in command, Kokabiel, isn't. He's a warmonger. I wouldn't be surprised if he put that hit squad on you to prevent a potential threat. You probably shouldn't hold a grudge against all fallen angels because I doubt they would all approve of this. These factions sound dangerous. Should I align myself with one of them? I'm dubious to say. I would, of course, say the angels, but Ddraig would argue that you should align yourself with the devils. In fairness, the devils have made significant progress from the barbarians that were portrayed in the Bible, but I still wouldn't trust them too much. If I'm part dragon, shouldn't I just join the dragon faction? Dragon faction? There's no such thing. Well, there is, but it's just something that this one dragon named Tannen used to get some apples. Don't ask about the apples. Seriously? Why? I just said don't ask why, kid. I meant why isn't there a legitimate dragon faction? Why would we need one? We rock. We don't need to gather to prove it. But then you could help each other and protect each other. That's good. Right. I suppose so. Who's the strongest dragons right now? Well, there's Great Red, who's the most powerful being in the universe. Then there's Office, who is the second most powerful being in the universe. Then there's some evil dragons, but I haven't heard from any of them for a while. Then the Dragon Kings. There were 6, but then Tannen became a devil, so now there's 5 in Ddraig, and I used to be somewhere between the evil dragons and Office, but then we were sealed and we were never more powerful than any one of the Dragon Kings, but now with both of us and you have the potential to become the most powerful being in the universe. Not that you'll achieve that for quite some time. What would you say about making a dragon faction? I mean, there's no real downside even if it's just a loose agreement between dragons to help each other whenever possible. Or it could be as great as assembling a dragon army. Why not? I can't really control you, so you have all the power here. You should ask Ddraig too, though. Actually, I have nothing against it. But I do suggest one thing. If you do this, make sure you're on friendly terms with all 3 factions. If you're not, there's a chance that you could start a war. If you do, then most dragons would see you as a warmonger and wouldn't even consider joining you. Actually, some might because you're a warmonger. But that's besides the point. Any advice on how to keep on good terms with all the factions? There's one sure way. Induct members of their faction into your faction. I suggest you do this by marrying them. I did mention Gabriel, right? Wait, but then I'd have to marry at least 3 women. I don't think they'd go for that. You'd be surprised. It's very common in devil culture, and the fallen angels don't believe in monogamy, let alone marriage, so they wouldn't have a problem with them. But you might want to keep an eye on them, if you don't want them wandering, if you get my drift. As for the angels, they might be a little difficult, but very doable, especially if they get really desperate. Also, there are other smaller factions such as the Yao Kai, the Japanese, Greek, Norse, and Hindu religions. I'd also suggest you add at least one of their members into your harem as well. Hold up. Who said anything about a harem? I did. Didn't you hear me? You're starting a dragon faction, and the best way to make that start out smoothly would be to start a harem with at least one member of each of the factions. I say you should add Gabriel to that list. I get it. You like Gabriel? Calm down. I'll do my best. You have my word. But if I were to add her to my harem, wouldn't she fall from heaven? Or at least stop being an angel? That would cause some turmoil. Well, angels only fall from heaven if they put something above God, which happens when people fall in love. As long as she doesn't fall head over heels for you, she'll be fine. And you wouldn't convert her to being a dragon. Well, you can do something similar. She would still be an angel. She would just also be a member of your harem. Well, that sounds okay, I guess. Can you wake Drake up? I know I can't hear how you spelled it, but I know you spelled it in your head with just one D. There's two. Ddraig, not Ddraig. And yes, I can. BDRAIG. Wake the fuck up. The kid wants to talk with you, you pathetic redneck. ZZZ. He mentioned something about banging a devil. Banging a devil. Kid wants to talk. Oh, thanks. What's up, kid? You have a thing for devils, right? Yeah. What about it? I'm thinking about starting a dragon faction since it looks like there isn't a real one. Albion suggested that I start a harem, mentioning Gabriel by name several times, and he also mentioned that you have a thing for devils. Do you know of any that are worth adding to my potential harem? Some say that Sarah Fall is the hottest woman in hell. They're all liars. She's a cold-hearted bitch. Wow. Okay, I won't add her. Calm down. Do you have anything positive to say about the devils? Or just mean things to say about Sarah Fall? I suggest adding this girl named Rias. She is the next in line for the Gremory household, and is pretty hot from what I hear. If genetics are anything to go by, she'll be smoking hot. I haven't seen her since I've been stuck with you these last 10 years, but I did hear about her when she was still with her mother while I was my last host. She might be engaged to some other devil since she's a pure-blooded devil, and the devils are all about that. But if you talk to her brother Surzex, he should agree to it to maintain friendly relations with the dragon faction. Okay. And do you have any problems with starting a dragon faction? Why the fuck would I? I want to become stronger, and this looks like a great way to do that. Not to mention, getting some of the most powerful beings in the galaxy in the same place would be badass. No one would dare steal my girlfriend then. By my girlfriend, I mean your girlfriend. Since I'm stuck with you until you die, so everything that's yours is mine. Oh, goody. One last thing, and this to both of you. Can I see you too? Instead of just closing my eyes and thinking, and can you train me to be stronger? I don't think I should go and start making a faction while I'm 10. Maybe once I graduate college or at the least high school. That's two things. But yes, we can show ourselves to you and we can train you. But which do you want to work on first, your physical body or your magic? I say we train his body first. If he gets too powerful for his young, weak body, he might die. True, for this, there's not much you can do. Just work out often, eat right, and get lots of sleep. Wait. That's it? Yep, although, you can avoid studying since we know how to create a hidden dimension so you can pause time, go there, and study while you take a test. But keep in mind, while we can freeze time, you can't move. You can think, but otherwise it's useless. But when used in combination with the alternate dimension spell, you can study for as long as you like, then come back and do the test. The alternate dimension will look like an empty field, although you can put any inanimate object in within reason. That's cool. Will I age and can I train there? No. In the alternate dimension, time actually goes half as fast. But since you use your time freeze spell, no one will notice. You don't age in the alternate dimension, you just think. You can practice using risky spells that would normally run the risk of backfiring with no risk to your actual body, unless you die. But neither Drake nor I would let him die. In short, you go there, remember everything that happens, and it can help muscle memory, but you can't grow muscles or otherwise. Helpful, I suppose. So, what now? Opening his eyes, Issei said, we train? 17-year-old Issei walked down the street back from school. Over the 7 years since Issei had discovered Albion and Ddraig, he had trained himself both physically and mentally to the extreme. While not overly muscular, he still had an 8-pack and arms that spoke for themselves, literally. Albion and Ddraig would frequently give their 2 cents on anything they could, whether asked for or not, useful or not, or otherwise wanted or not. However, they did know how to only talk to Issei and helped him whenever they could. He was, according to them, one of the strongest wielders that either of them had ever had. Of course, Issei believed that this was simply because he wielded both of them, but they didn't think it was that. Regardless, he took full use of the alternate dimension that they showed him and used it both to study, practice magic, and he eventually learned how to get a TV there, so he could watch any show he wanted anytime. When he was 13, a tragedy struck. His parents were killed in a car accident. At first, Issei didn't know what to do, but with Ddraig and Albion's help, he worked through it. He decided to become strong for them. So he joined the Kendo Club. Soon, he became one of the best in the nation. Ddraig had, of course, immediately suggested getting some sort of legendary sword to become the strongest, but Albion talked him out of it by convincing him that neither of them knew where to find the legendary sword. So now, Issei lived by himself. Not including his dragons, but he considered them extensions of himself. When he was 15, he unlocked Balance Breaker in the alternate dimension, and although he had not used it in the real world, he was told that it would be devastating. The same year, he enrolled in Core Academy, a former all-female school. Unsurprisingly, the dragons spoke the truth when they said that girls would flock to him. The female population had welcomed him with open arms. He was considered to be one of Kao's princes, matched only by someone named Kidaido. To be frank, Issei never did understand the nickname. Why a prince? Who's the king? The principal? So were Issei and Kiba brothers? Nothing made sense. What was surprising was that no one had attacked him in 7 years. The fallen angels had definitely known about him, and he doubted that the other factions didn't realize something was wrong where he lived. While had sensed, well, his dragon sensed and told him that there were several powerful devils around him they had never attacked. Ddraig suggested that Issei should go bang them. Albion objected on the grounds that Issei was 15 at the time. Issei sided with Albion and Ddraig refused to speak with either of them for a week, which ended up being more of a blessing than either of them expected. Unfortunately, Issei said this out loud, so Ddraig did the opposite as punishment. He didn't shut up for the next month. A living hell would be an appropriate description. However, Ddraig quickly changed his mood when he found out that Kao's greatest beauty was none other than Rias Gremory, who Issei had previously promised to attempt to add to his harem. While Issei had never met her, he had seen her on several occasions, and she had lived up to Draig's expectations. Thankfully, God only knows what poor Issei and Albion would have had to do if she hadn't. So here we are as Issei walks down the street. As he walked over a bridge, a girl ran up to him. "Excuse me, are you Issei Hydra?" As she said this, the wind blew her skirt up, revealing her panties for a brief second. "You know she's a fallen angel, right? Kill her. Why do you always go with the killing? Can't we at least try to figure out why she's here?" "We could do that, but it would take a while. But if we kill her, then they would send someone stronger. And then we'd kill them, and they'd send someone even stronger. Eventually, we'd face their boss, and after we kill him or her, we would have destroyed the organization. That would take years depending on how many this faction has, which is many. Issei, just see what she wants." "Very well. You never listen to me. Stop being such a warmonger and a crybaby." "I am indeed Issei." "Do you need something?" Issei replied. "Well, you see, are you single?" the girl asked. "Why, yes, I am." "Why do you ask?" "Well, I'd like to ask you on a date." "Bang her." "This is why we don't listen to you, Ddraig. This right here. There are 2 things on your mind, getting stronger and banging girls. Why do you even want to bang girls?" "It wouldn't be you. It's BSA." Well, if he put his left hand, never finished that sentence ever. "Sure, why not? But I would like your name, miss." "My name is Yuma Mano. A pleasure to meet you. How about we meet here on Sunday around noon?" "Yes. I would like that very much." "Thank you." "Great. I'll see you then. Goodbye, Yuma." As Issei said this, he walked off the bridge towards his house. "You are planning on banging her, right? Tell me you're not. Please, I haven't made up my mind. She obviously has ulterior motives, but I want to see if I can redeem her first. If she can be redeemed, then I might as well make her my first addition to my harem. But if she can't, I'll kill her. That's a bit harsh. I told you not to hold grudges against the fallen angels because of that incident all those years ago, didn't I? Yeah, you may be going a bit tough on her. I don't hold grudges against the fallen angels, but she appears to be a member of the group that tried to kill me. Pardon me if I'm quick to kill those who try to kill me. Good enough. Well, fine. But you should try to redeem her. I will. Don't worry. By this time, Issei had arrived at his house and began to do his homework. He could study all the time in the world in the alternate dimension, which he had taken to call and are for not real, but he still couldn't do his homework there. Do you have any plans for the date? Of course. I plan on taking her to a movie, maybe Captain America, then I'll take her to lunch. Afterwards, we'll go to the park. By that time, it should be late enough for the park to be completely empty, and she'll probably make her move then. But Issei, what if she falls madly in love with you? You can't tell, but that was sarcastic. He's not very good at it. But the point does stand. What will you do if she doesn't? She has orders. I'm sure that even if I manage to sweep her off her feet, she'll still try to kill me. I won't immediately kill her. Instead, I think I'll let her tire herself out, then try to convince her to stop. If she doesn't after half an hour or so, I'll kill her. If she does stop, I'll go from there. Risky. I like it. Half an hour may be a bit short. Maybe 2 hours instead. Let's split the difference and call it 1 hour. That's not splitting the difference. 45 minutes it is. Agreed. If she doesn't surrender in 30 minutes, I will kill her. Hey now, you just said 1 full hour. Did not? Did too. You hear me say that, Drake? Not even kind of. Liar, I'm going to sleep. Wake me if you need me. Issei had finished his homework and began doing his exercises. He had found that since he could do most of the things others did for fun in NR, he should just do things that couldn't be done in reality. Like doing homework, working out, talking with people, although he did the latter very rarely. Since he had 2 voices in his head or arms, he always had company, and they were far smarter and more mature than most kids his age. Although Drake's maturity did vary. After finishing his 2-hour workout session, Issei decided to go to sleep early on Saturday. He would have to make preparations for the date, and he would have to go on the date. Hopefully, he wouldn't have to kill Yuma. Well, he doubted that Yuma was her real name, or even her real face. He didn't enjoy killing. When he had killed the 3 fallen angels, he had nightmares for weeks. It took an enormous amount of time for Ddraig and Albion to get him out of his first depression, and he didn't want to go back there. Time skipped to Sunday. As Issei woke up, he realized that his date would be soon. He looked at the clock and saw that it was already 10:30, so he should get ready soon. He had made all of the preparations on Saturday, so all he had to do was go and look great. And I do look great. Debatable. For a human male, you're not bad. There's been better, but there's been a lot worse. What? Who? I demand you tell me now. Well, someone's vain. And to say, there's a reason that you're one of 2 princes a cow. Not just the top, but you share the top. My parents never taught me to share. They told me to take what I want because nobody is going to give it to you. That I could do anything I want as long as I don't get caught. No. That was Ddraig. No way. Thanks for quoting me, kid. It really brightens my day. Damn it. I win again. Issei soon got ready, and by the time he was finished it was already 11:30. First was the movie. Captain America was sold out, so he had to see Frozen. Ugh. Why him? Please don't make me see this. I don't want to. Don't you want me to add her to my harem? Not like this, Issei. Not like this. Issei, well, I do normally approve of your plans. This one does seem boring and uninteresting, and it's a chick flick. Sorry. I've gotta do what I've gotta do. Mimi? As Ddraig said this, Yuma walked into the theater having claimed that she wanted to walk herself to the theater. She wasn't fooling anyone. She flew here and didn't want to get caught. What a lazy excuse. Hello, Issei. Hey, Yuma. Ready to see Frozen? Issei said with fake enthusiasm. Yes. All my friends have been gushing over it, but I haven't seen it yet, Yuma replied, apparently buying the shit covered with sprinkles that Issei just tried to sell her. I heard it's good too. Let's go and get this over with. After the wonderful and best animated movie of 2014, what other animated movies have even come out? January 1st was the best day of 2014, as of January 1st. Ugh. Issei and Yuma went to get lunch. While there, Yuma ordered a shake and chicken wings while Lizzie had a burger and a soda. Man, that shake looks good, Issei said to Yuma, who was on the other side of the booth. He was wearing his standard cow uniform, not having known what else to wear, and the dragons being of very little help. Drake's advice was to go in his birthday suit, claiming it would impress her, while Albion thought going in a tuxedo was the best course of action. Meanwhile, Yuma was wearing her uniform, but her shirt had 2 less buttons, leaving a good view of her cleavage. Want some? Yuma asked, maybe getting her double, meaning maybe not. Yes, please. Here you go, Yuma said, smiling as she grabbed a spoon, got a scoop of her shake, and leaned over the table to feed it to Issei, who gladly accepted it. He also accepted the generous view of her breasts, which managed to get even bigger since she had pressed her elbows together and was leaning over the table. He couldn't help the blush rising to his, but the cold shake helped. Like what you see? Yuma said, winking. Okay, she definitely did that on purpose. I like this one. I have yet to form an opinion. They continued to have lunch, making small talk, and eventually it ended. Issei paid and took Yuma for a walk in the park. By this time, it was already 6:30. TCH. Lunch, he said. Lunch doesn't go until 6:30. Shut up. She's going to make her move soon. As they reached the middle of the park, Yuma leaned in towards Issei, making her breasts press up on his right arm. I like this one. Carry on. Issei, did you have a good time tonight? Yes. It was wonderful. Thank you so much for this wonderful date. That caught her by surprise. She was expecting some sort of pervy response since she pressed her on him, but this was not a good result. She actually did have a wonderful time herself, since no other person had shown her kindness. While they had when she was still an angel, she had fallen in love with a human man and fell from heaven to be with him. Unfortunately, before she could do so much as tell him how she feels, the angels condemned her and had the man killed, claiming he was trying to weaken the angels. They had killed an innocent man just because she was in love. When she went to the fallen angels, they showed no mercy. They trained her hard, pushing her to be stronger, not letting her be anything but the best. She didn't have a single friend there. Sure, she had comrades, but they were nothing but co-workers who could die and be replaced. It was my pleasure. Would you do something for me? She said, damn it. She had done this plenty of times, but none of those men had made her stomach feel like this. She had heard that people sometimes felt butterflies in their stomach, but she herself had never felt that when around her late love. She had felt content to be near him. I would do anything. What do you want me to do? Issei said, smiling. He knew she was having second thoughts. Her stuttering proved it. He's awesome. I can't do this. I'm sorry, Yuma said, bursting into tears. She had tried to keep these tears in since her love had died, but being around Issei just made her let her guard down, and now she didn't know what to do. She fell to her knees in shame. She had only met him 2 days ago, yet she felt like she could tell him anything. So she did. I'm a monster. No, you're not. You're Yuma. My name's not Yuma. It's Rainer. It doesn't matter. You're still the same person I went on a wonderful first date with. I'm not. That isn't even my true form. Well, what is? Look. As Rainer said this, she jumped back and was covered in a white glow, her clothes disappearing, giving Issei a quick glance of her bare breasts. When she reappeared, she was completely different. Instead of brown hair, it was black. Instead of modest clothes, it was a leather thong. He couldn't help but notice that her breasts grew from their already large size. Aren't I hideous? Clothing choices aside, you're beautiful. You're still the same person I went on the date with, and I still want to thank you for it. Whether or not you're a fallen angel with orders to kill me. What? You knew? Yes. Of course. And you still went on the date with me? Yes. You may consider yourself strong, but you don't pose much of a threat, I'm afraid to say. I'm a fallen angel with 4 pairs of wings. I'm plenty powerful. Yes. You are. But I am much more powerful, see. As Issei said this, he stepped back and began to glow. I can use my balance breaker now. Right. Let's hope so. After the glow faded, Issei was in his scale mail with a red base and white outline. Originally it was pink, but both the dragons and Issei had a major problem with that. So after several tries, they managed to control the color scheme. Albion had objected that his color wasn't shown enough, but eventually agreed once he knew that this was the best scheme available. See, while I don't doubt your strength, you're still nothing to my dragons and I. Rainer now had a complete look of shock on her face. Issei had clearly known she was a fallen angel, knew that she would try to kill him, and knew that she didn't stand a chance in hell of doing so. What do you want? Want? Why would I want anything? Well, you're a guy and I'm a girl. Are you going to? No. I draw the line at willing and underage, so don't worry. Hey girl. Greg, shut up. We're not supposed to talk to her. Go to hell, Albion. Girl, would you like to join Issei's harem? You can't just ask someone that, Issei said, unable to keep the blood from rising to his dot. Well, I mean, seriously, Drake, you need to learn subtlety. It's something that girls like. How would you know that? I don't see any Albion JRS running around. That's low. And there aren't any Drake JRS running around either. Look, I wanted to find the right girl first. Excuse me, Rainer tried to interrupt. What? The right girl? Is that why you've been trying to get Issei to start a harem? All I'm saying is that the more girls he has, the more likely one of them is the one. I'd like to say something about poor Rainer, but if he does find the one, what will he do with all the other girls? If he's found the one, she'll be fine with his harem and he can continue to bang all of them for all eternity. Duh. That's despicable. You should be ashamed of yourself. I have something to say. Rainer exclaimed. You really should just let them wear themselves out. It's for the best. I'm sorry, Issei said. It's a lot better than your reason for starting a harem, to maintain relations with the other factions. We both know that that's complete BS. It's the best way. If banging a bunch of girls needs to happen, I don't see why our host can't be the one to do it or do them. Nice, thanks. God damn it. I want to join your harem, Issei. I've got their attention. Are you sure, Rainer? Issei asked. Yes. You're the only person to ever show me true kindness and still be alive, she thought to herself. I feel I should tell you. I plan on making a dragon faction, and it will be dangerous. Many will oppose us, some may even try to kill us. I don't care. I can handle myself. And if they send another fallen angel? This caused Rainer to hesitate, but she quickly replied, I'll protect both of us as best I can. If I have to kill someone from my former faction, so be it, Rainer confidently said. Very well then. Boy, if you intend to add her to your harem, and she does want to abandon the fallen angel faction, you should mark her with a dragon symbol. What's the dragon symbol? Just the dragon's head that Drag and I have been working on for the new dragon faction. Here, I'll send you a mental image. As Albion said this, he sent a picture of a dragon's head to say that looks really cool. How do I mark her? I don't have to burn her, do I? Do we look like barbarians to you? No, just imagine the symbol, and send some magic into her, and it should show up wherever she wants. Rainer grinned and said, wherever I want? Yep. On your hand, arm, forehead, wherever. Cool, Issei. Mark me now. Hold on. You should know that there are some repercussions to marking someone. They will not be able to date anyone else, and even the thought will make their body revolt. Also, they will be more inclined to cater to your needs. This doesn't make them your slaves since they won't do anything you say, but they will do almost anything. For instance, if you asked them to wear a maid's outfit, they would go out and buy one, but if you told them to kill themselves, they would slap you. Hard. I'm fine with that, Rainer casually replied. Issei can do anything he wants to me. She winked as she said this. Okay then, Here goes nothing, Issei said as he imagined the baddest dragon head and gave Rainer some of his magical power. Suddenly, a pop was heard and the dragon symbol appeared on Rainer. More specifically, her right breast. "Wanna touch it?" Rainer said. Somehow, she had gone from crying her eyes out to happy enough to flirt with Issei. Something about him just made her open up. "I'm good." "Are you sure?" "For now." "Good. I do want to ask something though." "Shoot." "Can I live with you?" "I don't think that the fallen angels would appreciate my joining the dragon faction." "Sure, great. Now that you've heard the good news, I have some bad news." "Bad news?" "Yeah. The fallen angels have this girl named Asia who's just the cutest thing in the world." "Doesn't sound like bad news to me." "Well, we may be planning on stealing her sacred gear, Twilight Healing, killing her in the process." "That is bad news. Where are you keeping her?" "In the old church. There are a couple dozen exorcists and 3 other fallen angels. The exorcists should be easy, but the fallen angels might be a problem." "Maybe. Anyway, what now?" "We should enroll you in school. I plan on meeting with the devils soon, and I doubt they would be willing to mess with 2 factions." As Issei and Rainer walked down the street towards Qua Academy with Issei's right arm around Rainer, who was in her Yuma disguise, Issei couldn't help but wonder what he was going to say to the devils. "Hi. I'm Issei. This is Rainer, and we're going to rescue this girl in the church. Feel free to join us or do nothing." "Not the best course of action." "Why not?" "It's straight to the point and leaves no room for interpretation." "I like it, but not very polite. What if he says please?" As if on cue, Issei walked into Kao and out walked 3 devils. One had blood-red hair and a large bust, another had pitch-black hair and an ever so slightly larger bust, and the final member had white hair and a small bust. Issei smiled and said, "Hello? Are you the devils that I've been sensing at this school?" "OMG Issei, that's Rias." "Bang her. Bang her now." Braig's reaction aside, that is Rias, heir to the Gremory household. "You would be wise to add her to your harem. The one with black hair is a half fallen angel and half devil. The one with white hair is half devil and half Nicomeda." "Nicomeda. Like the cat?" "Yep, hats are cool too." Ria spoke first. "Yes. Why have we not sensed you before?" "I was concealing my magic. It's a neat trick." "Then why reveal yourself now?" "I felt like I should ask you all something." The one with black hair interrupted. "Wait, why do you have a fallen angel on your arm?" "I can tell that you're not a fallen angel yourself, so why?" "Oh, you mean Rainer. She pledged herself to my dragon faction. She's no longer a part of the fallen angel faction." The white-haired one chose this moment to speak up. "Baka, there is no such thing. Pain now, just because you haven't seen something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And just so you know, I happen to be one of the strongest dragons in existence." "Bullshit. Only Great Red, Apis, and the 5 dragon kings can call themselves the strongest dragons." Rias said, "Why does everyone forget us?" All 3 of the devils' faces showed clear surprise. Meanwhile, Issei and Rainer just grinned. Who was that?" Rias questioned. "That was Ddraig, one of the heavenly dragons. Remember him? Tied with Albion for 3rd strongest dragon. Why you have Ddraig's sacred gear? He also has me, Albion, the other heavenly dragon. Both heavenly dragons impossible." Issei smiled further and said, "Not impossible, just unlikely." "Would you mind telling me your names?" "I know Rias, but your 2 are a mystery." The white-haired one said, "I am Kaneko." The fallen angel said, "I am Akino." Rias replied, "How do you know my name, Issei? You are the Queen of Kao. It's kind of hard to not know you, but I can say the same. How do you know who I am?" Rias blushed, thinking fast. He doesn't know I have a secret crush on him. Especially now that I know he's a part of a potentially enemy faction. I'll just steal his excuse. "You're the Prince of Kao. It's hard not to know you." "What do you do?" I think you have a crush on me." "I do too, I share that view." Rias growled, "I'll say again." "What do you want?" Fine. I learned that the fallen angels had kidnapped a girl and planned on taking her sacred gear, twilight healing. She's being held at the church and I was planning on rescuing her. I'm here to tell you to either help me or stay away. The fallen angels. I'm afraid we can't get involved. It would start a war. That's what I figured. Do I have your word that you won't get involved? Yes. Rias agreed. Wait. Okino said, I live close to the church, so don't make too much noise. Issei grinned and said that all depends on what they've done to her. If she's unharmed and alive, she lives. If she is dead or in any way harmed, they die, slowly. The devils couldn't help but shudder. From what they could tell, Issei was an easygoing guy, but from what the dragon said, there was no going back once he condemned you. Rainer couldn't help but laugh at their reactions. I'm sorry, But Hick, your FACS Hick are just too funny. Sadistic angel, Akino muttered. Like you're one to talk, Akino. Ria said, just loud enough for her to hear, but not to say a Rainer. Regardless, Rainer and I must go and prepare. But before I went, I sensed more devils. Where are they? You must be thinking of my knight, Kiba, and the student council, who are all devils. How pleasant. Anyway, I have to get going, so unless you have any further questions. Yes. Do you have an inclination to become a devil or align yourself with them? Rias asked. I have no feelings for the devil faction. I simply wish to live peacefully. If you get in the way of that, I'll crush you. You're forgetting something. Oh? That? Well, I'm not sure how to say this, but my dragons, Albion specifically, thought that a good way to maintain good relations with the other factions is to start a harem. Rainer giggled and got closer to his Issei while subtly glaring at Akino. So I am. Rainer here is my first edition, and I'm looking for others. Rias blushed and said, well, I would try to help you, but she made a more than slightly irritated face and continued taken. Not happily, I assume? Not exactly, no. Anything I can help with. Not unless you become a devil. Sorry. So no other questions. Not that I can think of. Okay then. Bye Rias. Bye Fallen Angel. Bye Nikomata. All three of the girls were too stunned to speak because Issei walked off with a laughing Rainer. I'm Skip. They're at the church. Albion, was it wise to leave Rainer back at the house? Why don't you ever ask me about intellectual matters? Because you have two solutions. Kill it or bang it. And yes, Issei, it was wise. We don't want the fallen angels to come after her. Good point. Anyway, we're here now, so let's go. Scale mail. Issei was enveloped in a bright light, and when it died down, he was in his full scale mail with a black base and red outline. No need to tell everyone who obliterated the church. Boost. Let's just stay here for a bit. Charge up, then take them all out in one go. Sure. Boost. X10, let's go. Explosion. Issei shot a beam straight at the church's door, which shattered on impact. Knock knock, motherfuckers. Issei flew in and kicked one of the exorcists into the wall. He counted around 50 exorcists, and he couldn't see any of the fallen angels that were supposed to be there. Let's get this over with. Issei then proceeded to slaughter every exorcist who stood in his path until there was only one who was walking around saying something about shitty devils. Explosion. Suddenly, there were no more exorcists. That was easy. What can we say? We're fallen angels. We like being easy. Issei looked behind him and saw the other three fallen angels. Hello? My name is Issei Haidu. I am here to save Asia. Please release her, and I will not kill you. The male laughed and replied, You think you're tough shit just because you're in some armor and took out a couple dozen exorcists? Guess what, kid, I got some explosion. And then there were two, Issei said. The other two fallen angels looked at each other, then to Issei, and gulped, Right this way. She's relatively unharmed. Once there, Issei stood before a lying Asia, who was knocked out but still had her sacred gear. She's asleep. We were about to start the ceremony when you came in. Issei then noticed the bruises and cuts. What happened to her? One of our exorcists, the last one you killed, got upset with her, and you didn't stop him. At the time, it wasn't important. As long as she didn't die, she would be just fine. We can kill them now. Right. I agree. Death is necessary now. Yes. Let me check up on Asia and then I'll kill them. She appears to only have superficial wounds. Kill them now, patience. I'm afraid I can't let you live. You've harmed a helpless girl and now it's time to face the music. The two fallen angels tried to run but weren't faster than Issei's explosion. Alright, let's get out of here. Rias might know how to heal Asia. If she doesn't, then we can always just wait until she wakes up. She does have twilight healing after all. Alright, Albion, can you fly us back? I'm tired and don't want to walk, and I don't think I'm good enough with these wings to fly both of us back. Alright. Do you hear that? Other than the fire that one idiot exorcist started. No. I hope the church doesn't collapse in on us. I sense something, a presence I've not felt since. Oh no. What? Issei walked out the church door, carrying Asia bridal style. He didn't know it, but walking out of a burning church in full armor while carrying a girl was quite the sight. As he adjusted to walking from church and into the night, he saw 4 figures, a woman, a man, and 2 heavily armored guards standing behind them. Hello, do you need something? I'm so sorry for Albion, and what he is about to do. What's he going to do? I'm so sorry. Hello? My name is Mitchell. I am the leader of the angels. This is Gabriel, second in command. The now identified Mikhail said. Oh dear, Issei replied. Whatever do you mean? Issei sighed and said, I'm afraid Albion has a crush on you, Gabriel. Afraid? Why? Mikhail asked. Well, Albion usually gives me good advice and helps me come up with good strategies. Don't you have both heavenly dragons? What does Drake do? He has 2 solutions. Kill it or bang it. Well, I'm not opposed to those options. Certain situations call for subtlety. That's where Albion comes in. OMG 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 OMG. Looks like you've broken him. Oh well, hopefully, he'll fix himself once you've gone. Do you need something? Issei asked. We were wondering what you were doing burning this church. Mikhail stated. Oh. That I didn't start the fire. It was one of those exorcists. Some fallen angels kidnapped this girl and were going to take her sacred gear and then kill her, so I stopped them. Oh, we thought you were just randomly burning churches. Mikhail replied. Oh, so if that's all, I kind of need to treat Asia here and fix Albion, so Issei trailed off. We were wondering if you would like to join the Angels faction. You do have the heavenly dragons after all. No thanks. Do you know what you promised Albion? Ddraig, I'm sure you don't know what you're talking about. What? What's he talking about, Issei? Gabriel asked. Issei glared and said, How do you know my name? Gabriel opened her mouth but didn't speak. So after several seconds, Mikhail admitted, I don't know why Gabriel can't speak, but the reason is because we have been watching you for some time. A little after you awoke the heavenly dragons, I think. We're not entirely sure when you did, though. Including when my parents died. Yes. We saw that happen, and you did nothing. We did not interfere, correct? Why not? No faction may interfere unless they are being threatened by another faction or a preemptive strike. I hope you understand. I do, but you can't expect me to like it that you knew my parents would die and did nothing to stop it. I don't. Would you consider joining the Angel faction? No. I am starting a dragon faction. I thought there was already one in the underworld. Why does everyone bring that up? I'm trying to make one where you don't have to be a devil to join. Oh, I do like that idea. If a war were to break out, most dragons would side with the devils just for that reason. Anyway, what was Drake talking about? Well, this is awkward. Now, it can't be that hard to say. Issei sighed and replied, Well, Albion thought that a good way to maintain good relations with other factions would be to start a harem, and include members of every faction. He may have, there was a chance he, maybe, mentioned Gabriel by name several times. He even made Issei swear that he would try to add Gabriel to his harem. Wonderful. Everything is going according to plan. Mitchell thought, then said, Well, I don't see a problem with that. As long as she remains a member of the Angels, it should be fine. And if you want, I may know a certain someone who would also like to join your harem. An old friend of yours, actually. And we would be willing to let her join the dragon faction as the angel's representative. Wait. Gabriel interrupted. Don't I get a say in this? No. Mitchell stated. His tone left little to discuss. We can talk about more of this later if you'd like, but for now, it's settled. Old friend? Issei asked. Yes. She moved away when you were a child shortly before your parents died. You were quite upset if I recall. You mean, anyway, we have to go now. Leading the angels and all. Sometimes it really can be a bother. As he said this, all 4 angels were enveloped in a white light and then disappeared. Well, that was interesting, yes. I didn't expect Mitchell to agree to adding Gabriel to my harem. She is the second strongest angel after all, and it will be good to see her again. I fear there may be more than one reason that Mitchell was okay with adding Gabriel to your harem. What do you mean? OMG 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 OMG. He's still broken. Damn, looks like I have to walk back to Asia. Oh well. Space skip heaven. Mikhail, would you do that? Gabriel whined. Please. We both know you like him. Mikhail replied. I do not. Remind me, what was your reaction when you saw him heroically saving Asia? Were you spying on me? I was paying attention to my sister who was spying on Issei, and I told you not to use that spying glass. Mikhail scolded. Well, you're welcome. I did not say thank you. I know. Why is he starting a harem? Why can't I be enough for him? Gabriel sat down on a couch, muttering to herself. Because, sweetie, he's a guy. He's stupid. I'm sure that once you get to know him better, he'll love you the most. Don't worry about it. You already have Albion, Issei's smarter half, rooting for you. Mitchell sat down next to Gabriel and put his arm around her. Girls, why question what is? Why not do something to change what is to what could be? Do you really think so? I know so. Ah, thank you, brother. Also, I want nephews. Brother, Gabriel exclaimed, punching Mikhail in the arm. Hey, what? You know you want a sweet little son or daughter? Gabriel stopped punching him and laid her head on his shoulder. Yeah. But you better not tell him. I promise I'll be subtle. Subtly straightforward. Space-time skip Issei, Asia and the orc. Issei knocked on the door, albeit with some difficulty. Who knew that knocking on a door while carrying a girl would be difficult? Eventually, Rias opened the door. Oh, hello Issei and girl. Yes. Hello Rias. I was wondering if you could heal Asia here. She was the one that the fallen angels kidnapped. I think she's alright. Just superficial cuts and bruises here and there. I don't exactly know how to heal her. I'll take a look at her. Take her in here. Rias led Issei into the orc room where he saw Kaneko, Akino, and Kiba. She took Asia into the shower room to rinse the blood off and bandage her wounds. Hey, you're Kiba, right? Nice to finally meet the other Prince of Kao. You must be Issei. Yes, it is nice to finally meet. Kiba grinned and continued, Rias has told me a lot about you. Kiba? Rias shouted, go to the store. We need some bandages. But I want to. Now Kiba. Kiba grinned wider and said, very well, master. I'll do as you wish. He walked to the door, but right before he left, he whispered to Issei, she actually wants you to call her master. I hear you, Kiba. Leave. Now, fine. Issei could barely hear him mutter, freaking party pooper. Just want him to have some fun. I want a nephew someday. Is that so much to ask for? Several minutes passed and eventually Rias came out holding a bandaged Asia in her arms who she laid on the couch. She is fine. She just needs rest now. How did the rescue go? I don't see Rainer here. Is she okay? She's fine. I didn't bring her because I thought it would be best if her faction didn't find out she was a traitor just yet. Probably for the best, yes. Honiko suddenly asked, how did you know I was an Encamida? What? You think I can tell what a devil is but not what an Encamida is? Interesting. Kaneko then got up and sat on Issei's lap. Kaneko, get off Issei now, Rias exclaimed. No? It is comfy, but it's inappropriate and rude. But it's also comfy, Kaneko expertly argued. Told you girls will be driven to you. I didn't expect it to be this literal. Think Albion's okay yet? Let's check. Albion, are you there, bro? It's getting better. Only one of the 3 letters is capitalized now. As Rias was yelling at Kaneko, a column of flames erupted from the corner, and a man appeared. Hello, my fiancé. How are you? When he received no response, he tried again. Hello, how are you all? Issei turned and looked at the man. He had blonde hair and blue eyes. His outfit consisted of a burgundy blazer with gold embroidery on the right with matching pants and black dress shoes. Underneath his open blazer was a white dress shirt that was not fully buttoned, just one button short, giving a slight view to him. Who are you? Issei asked. Kiba, you've changed so much. I hardly recognized you. When did you start dating Kaneko? The man asked. Issei, this is Riza, Ria's fiancé. Riza, this is Issei. He has both of the heavenly dragons in him. Kaneko explained. I thought Rias didn't want to get married? Issei asked. It's not that I don't want to get married, I just don't want to marry him. Ria stated, not even trying to hide her disgust. Issei simply laughed and fell off the couch, bringing Kaneko with him. While Issei continued to roll around laughing, Kaneko got back onto the couch. Do not laugh at me, whelp. I am Riser Phoenix. You will show me respect. Issei got up and said, sorry man, but that was pretty damn funny. Didn't mean to piss you off that much. I demand a duel to the death. Issei, if this man truly is a phoenix, then he can't truly die. If, say, you obliterate his arm, he would instantly grow a new one. Don't accept to the death. Is that truly necessary? In the corner, there was a flash and a woman appeared. Hello? I am Graphia, Ria's sister-in-law. My husband, Sertsix, thought that Riser might cause a ruckus. Did she just say a ruckus? And so, he instructed me that if Riser does cause trouble, that either party may issue a challenge. And since Riser has already made a challenge, that's not important. You say if you accept you may make any wish and Riser must obey as long as it is within his power. You may make your wish before, during, or after the duel. The duel will not be to the death. Any objections? No. And I know my wish. Break off the engagement with Rias. That's within his power, isn't it? Issei requested. It is. The duel shall now start. Graphia said before she activated a spell that teleported all of them to an alternate dimension. This is a copy of Qua Academy. Feel free to use the full extent of your powers. Of course, Graphia, don't I get a wish? Riser asked. You don't stand a chance, Graphia emotionlessly replied before teleporting to a viewing room. She walked over to a seat and sat next to Rias. Don't worry, there's no way Riser can win. Rias? How did I get here? A very distressed Kiba asked. What's going on? Graphia, you took Kiba too. Probably for the best anyway. Kiba, Riser challenged Issei to a duel, and because Issei accepted, he got a wish. Kiba grinned, knowing where this was headed and what did Issei wish for. After Rias muttered something, he asked, what was that? I couldn't hear you. He wished I wouldn't marry Riser. Good, Kiba said. Everything is falling into place. Scale mail. Issei transformed into his scale mail and charged Riser, punching him in the face. Riser flew back and sent a fireball at Issei, who just stood where he was and took it. That's the best you got, Riser. I could say the same. Boost. Divide. And just like that, I'm 4 times stronger and you're half as weak. Give up yet, or should we continue, you bastard? I'll never give up. Explosion. Boost. Divide. Brizzer was now crumpled on the floor, whimpering. Seriously, I'm 4 times stronger than I was when I started. I've stolen 3/4 of your power, and even at full power your attacks didn't do anything. Forfeit. It'll be safer, better, and so much easier. No. Issei was relaxing, cuddling with Reiner on the couch watching a rerun of Cochise. Asia was still sleeping in the guest room with a note in case she woke up. So what are you going to do about the girl? Rainer asked. She has twilight healing. She would be a good addition to the dragon faction. But I won't force her to join though. I think she's cute. I didn't know you liked girls too. Not like that. Ah, and here I thought you would do anything for me, Issei Mauld pouted. Shut up, Rainer muttered before snuggling closer to Issei. Maybe if you're that good then I'd be willing to share. Issei laughed and asked Ddraig, how's Albion doing? Is he still broken? Let's check. Hey Albion. Are you doing okay? He says he's feeling better but still not good enough to talk. As Issei was about to reply, he heard a noise from down the hall. Looks like your guest woke up. You should go check on her. Sorry, Rainer, but I have to go. Come back to bed. Rainer pouted. That's a couch, Issei said as he walked out. Eventually, he found his way to the guest room and found a frightened Asia reading the note that Issei had left her in the corner. Hi Asia, my name is Issei Hydra. I saved you from the fallen angels who were going to take your sacred gear and kill you. When you wake up and read this, please come outside. One of the fallen angels and I are watching TV. I know you may be scared of her since she and her friends tried to kill you, but I assure you, she is reformed. If you would like something to eat or drink, just say so. I am an excellent cook, or so I'm told anyway, Asia said, reading the note word for word. You found my note. Good. Hello? I am the aforementioned Issei. Is there anything I can do for you? Issei said, introducing himself. No. What do you want from me? Asia questioned. Want? Nothing. I just couldn't stand by and let an innocent girl be hurt. But surely you want something. Well, I'd appreciate it if you joined my dragon faction. We're kind of on the small side as far as numbers go, but we're plenty strong. And we could use a good healer. But I won't force you if you don't want to. What would you do to me if I refused? Kill me? Banish me? Why would I do that? I'd let you live here as long as you like. And don't cause any trouble, I suppose? Can have that. Really? Asia asked. Yep. Like I said, just don't cause any trouble and we'll be good. He seems nice enough, and it's not like I have any other options. The angels banished me and the fallen angels tried to kill me. What would joining your faction mean? Well, you'd have this little dragon mark wherever you like. It's up to you. If I had an injured dragon, I'd expect you to heal it to the best of your ability. Nothing else? Nothing perverted, Asia asked with a hint of suspicion mixed in. Well, you could always join my harem. I only have one real member, Rainer, the fallen angel I mentioned in that note. But I have two other angels, one of which I haven't seen in some years and another I just met recently. I think you'd like them actually. The angels. I used to be a part of their faction. They kicked me out though. Really? They didn't seem to mean anything to me. Suddenly, a white flash was seen in the corner opposite of the one Asia was still in, and Gabriel emerged. Issei, what are you doing with this traitor? Gabriel demanded. This was the girl that I saved from the fallen angels, remember that? The church, I met you and Mikhail then? Ring a bell. Of course, I remember. I just didn't realize that the girl you were saving was a traitor, Gabriel said, glaring at Asia. Issei walked between the archangel and his soon-to-be addition and said, maybe you would like to tell me what you're talking about. She is a traitor. Yeah, I got that. Can you explain how? I forgot. Issei sighed and said, Asia, can you tell me? Well, okay. I have twilight healing as you know, and I was a well-known nun, but one day an injured devil came by and I healed him. I was branded as a traitor simply for following the Bible and doing good to anyone and everyone. Well, Gabriel, she has a good point, and it's not like you're actively fighting the devils. She healed an enemy. That's wrong. What made that devil an enemy? He wasn't part of the angel faction. Neither am I. Am I your enemy, Gabriel? No. But the dragons haven't attacked the angels. Yes. We did, remember. That's why I'm in Issei's arms. Because Albion and I attacked the world. Kind of. Well, Gabriel started. Again, a flash of white from the same corner that Gabriel came from and Mikhail appeared. Hello, Issei. Gabriel, Asia. How are you today? I'm doing pretty good, Issei replied. Mitchell, we are busy, Gabriel said. Beep. Asia screamed before hiding behind Issei. To clarify, that's good. Scared and angry, no? Mitchell summarized. Asia, what's up? Issei asked. This was the time Rainer decided to walk in, and seeing Asia cling to Issei, she decided it would be proper for her to go over and cling to Issei's other arm. I didn't know we had guests, Issei. Neither did I, he replied. Why is he here? Asia asked, still cowering behind Issei. Who? Mitchell? I think he just follows Gabriel around, Issei said. He does not, Gabriel protested. Now that I think of it, I kind of do, Mitchell pondering. Okay. Well, what's Gabriel doing here? Asia asked. She's going to be joining my harem soon, Asia exclaimed. I can't compete with her. Rainer also made a face. I didn't know that. Will she become a member of the dragon faction or simply a representative? She'll just be a representative. We can't lose the second most powerful angel. Mikhail replied. Will this traitor be another member of your harem, Issei? Gabriel asked. To be determined, she definitely will be a member of my faction though, Issei said. But the point remains, why are you here, Gabriel and Mitchell? Not that I don't mind visitors, I just prefer a heads up. We are here to tell you that your old friend will be here soon. We do have one last mission for her simply for old time's sake, Mikhail said. Actually, it was because I didn't lock up that damn spying glass and Gabriel couldn't handle her jealousy. This was supposed to be a surprise. Mind if I ask what it is? Just so I know what's happening in my town. Of course. We were actually going to ask you for your help to further help relations. A member of the fallen angels has stolen several of the fragments of Excalibur. I have spoken with Azazel and he agrees. Kakabel must be put down. Kakabel, wasn't he the one that sent the hit squad after me? Yes, I will relish in bathing in his blood. Mitchell suddenly grew a tad bit more nervous. He hadn't realized that Issei still held a grudge. The cost of restoring whatever was destroyed just skyrocketed. Well, she'll be here tomorrow, so rest up. Now we have to go, don't we, Gabriel? Mikhail asked. Maybe I don't want to. Maybe I want to stay with Issei for the night. Gabriel replied, well, I would like that. We have that very important thing. Remember? No. Let me remind you, it's an event that you can do anywhere but in Issei's house. Now we really do need to go. Do we really? I don't think we do. How about we discuss this as we leave? How about I stay? How about you don't? And here I thought you wanted to promote dragon-angel relations, brother. I do want that. I don't want your jealousy to bug Issei to the point of war. I wouldn't do that. How are you doing over there, Issei? Just dandy. See? He said he's dandy? I won't bug him. Will not. After several rounds of this, Rainer leaned over to Issei and said, are they really this immature? Issei replied, I think Mitchell is just egging Gabriel on. But it's funny, let's watch. Whatever you say, master. Rainer did her best to act seductive and nibbled on his ear. I don't think this is the time for that, Ray. Rainer only replied by pressing her to his arm and moving her hand down and down until she reached a very special spot. How about we get a room? Rainer asked. It's not like they'll find out we're gone until it's too late. I think Asia would have something to say about that. I think we should ditch her. I think we need a healer. Rainer sighed and said, fine, but I need some attention. So hurry up with this. I'll be in your bedroom. She then walked out of the room, presumably into Issei's bedroom. My views on fallen angels is getting better every day. Gabriel and Mitchell were still bickering, so Issei leaned over and picked Asia up. Hey, you okay? I'm fine, I suppose. I just didn't know you had such powerful people at your beck and call. Yeah, I guess it needs some getting used to. Hey, are you really going to go have SSS? Asia stuttered. No. I'm still a virgin and plan on staying that way until I'm 18. Philjoy, I'm following the law, yes. What are you going to do? The next time you see a girl, I'm going to possess your arm and grab her. That's rape. We drew 2 lines: drag, pedophilia, and rape. Do you remember that? Yes. I apologize. But just because you can't have it doesn't mean you can't do a little something something. Her vert brow gone, Asia spoke up. So if I joined the dragon faction, I wouldn't have to, you know. Have with me? No. But you will have this little dragon mark, that's the symbol of our faction. It will make you more attracted to the person who placed it on you. Sadly, I'm the only person who can right now because there's only me and Rainer, and she can't because she doesn't want to. So I wouldn't have to have with you, but I would end up wanting to have with you. Pretty much. Well, I guess he's not that bad. I could do worse. Not like I had other options. Okay. Where does the mark go? Wherever you want, just imagine it. I can imagine where Rainer wants it. Greg. Issei sent some magic into her, and Asia imagined it over her heart. Issei, if I wanted to, could I move it? I don't know. Why would I know? I don't have a body. Ask Albion. Hey Albion. Wakey wakey, OMG 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 OMG. Let me see if I can help. Where is Albion located? Asia asked. On his dot, my right arm. Issei, I'm trying to get you laid. Go along with it. If I wanted to get laid, I'd get laid. Calm down. Asia closed her eyes and a green light enveloped her hands and Issei's right arm. See if he's okay now. Hey Albion, you alright? Ugh. Yeah, I'm fine. But I have a killer headache without a head. How's that possible? It just is okay. I don't want to talk, so let's play a game. It's called Who Can Talk the Quietest. Read, set, go. I'm not playing that, Asia said. Anyway, are you two done over there? Issei asked Gabriel and Mitchell. Yes. Gabriel will be coming with me now. We are done, but I'm not leaving. With me or I'll break that glass. Gabriel widened her eyes in surprise and said, fine, but I want him soon. And here I thought angels like celibacy. Asia said, surprising everyone. She then grabbed Issei's arm and clung to it, all the while glaring daggers at Gabriel. Well, that was fast. What Asia meant to say was that I will be keeping myself a virgin until I'm 18. Anyway, we have to be going. Rias wanted to see me about something. Come on, Asia. Let's go introduce you to some devils. Devils? Will they be in your harem too? Issei smirked and replied, why? Worried about the competition? No. But they're scary. They're not that bad. They are actually kind of hot. I'm Skip. Work with Rias and company and Issei, Rainer and Asia. Hello, devils. Rainer started. Hello, dragons. Aquino replied. We're not dragons. Asia said. About that, Rainer shrieked. Well, you won't become a fire-breathing beast, but you will gain certain qualities such as Rainer growled. This better not mess with my figure. I need to look my best for Issei. Well, you'll gain dexterity, strength, a resistance to most magic, fire specifically. Oh, that's not bad. Why did you have to say that all scary like? I dunno. Also, you will grow. I met a girl once who didn't like that, so I figured I should warn you. Yay, those devils don't stand a chance against me now. I'll be stronger and hotter than them. Rainer thought. Oh, thanks for the heads up. Ria sighed. Damn. I guess I'll never hold up to her. She's hotter and stronger than I am. But maybe I can join his harem in the name of the devils. Yeah, Ddraig said something about liking me. Issei is sure to add me to make his dragon happy. So Issei, what are you doing here? I thought you called me here. The flash of red was seen in the corner, and Sosichus appeared. Hello Issei, I believe that this is the first time we've met. I'm Surzex, Ria's older brother, and the husband of the referee of your match with Riser. Nice to meet you. I suppose you already know who and what I am. Yes, I would like to promote dragon-devil relations, as I have heard that angels are doing the same thing. They have promised to add both Gabriel and an old friend of mine to my harem, with my friend joining the dragon faction being the angel's representative. Although Gabriel will remain an angel. Did they get a head start? Ugh, how frustrating. Whatever, I'm sure that Rias will be better than those angel pricks. Well, I was going to suggest adding Rias and her peerage to your faction and your harem. I have something to say about that, Kiba yelled, with the exception of Kiba, of course. Unless you swing that way, Circeus half said, half asked. No, Issei doesn't. Reina replied for Issei, grabbing his arm and once again shoving her onto it. But she said, but I'd be glad to have a swordsman in the faction, if you'll all willingly join, that is. I don't want to force anything on anybody. I will, Rias said, just a tad too fast for Rainer and Asia's lacking. Where Rias goes, I go. Kaneko said, it would be good to get away from these devils. I still don't trust them after what they tried to do to my sister. Rias is my best friend. I will join your faction but not your harem, Issei. Akino said. Good, that means I'll be the strongest fallen angel in Issei's harem. But what am I going to do about Asia? Oh well, she's weak. I'll still be his favorite. What about Gasper? Kaneko asked. He's my bishop, a half-devil, half-vampire. He has the sacred gear Forbidden Baylor View, which allows him to freeze time wherever he looks. Unfortunately, he doesn't have complete control over it. Actually, he doesn't have any control over it. He kind of lives in a locked room inside of a box because he's afraid of everyone. He's also a cross-dresser, Rias explained. I can handle that, Issei said. I can't believe Rias is joining Issei's harem. Life is indeed beautiful. You are overreacting. Remember what happened with Gabriel? That's what I thought. Anyway, I should also introduce Asia here. She was the one that I rescued from the fallen angels a while back, and she has the sacred gear Twilight Healing. She is a part of my faction, but not my harem. Please treat her well. Circeus silently walked over to Kiba and whispered, I heard you want nephews. So do I. We must work together if we are to succeed. Agreed. I will do my best to have Rias obtain the highest position, but who is our greatest threat? Rainer. I don't think Issei actually likes her. No. Gabriel is our main threat. She is the most beautiful woman in heaven. Yes, that would be unfortunate. I will do my best now. Anyway, we have to go. There's some mission that the angels want me to do, so I'm going to need a good night's sleep. Bye, Issei said, waving. He left the room with Asia and Rainer in tow. Before she left the room, Rainer said he actually won't be getting a lot of sleep if you know what I mean. She then stuck her tongue out at Rias and left. I'm Skip Issei's house, Issei's room. Issei was lying in bed trying and failing to get to sleep. So, Issei, are you planning on making any more additions to your harem? No, I didn't even plan on making the additions that I've made at this point. I'm still 17 after all. Although I can't say I'm upset at being surrounded by beautiful women. Who do you like the most? I don't know. Rainer seems the most straightforward and strangely honest of all of them. Rias is the hottest, but I don't completely trust her. Gabriel is the most beautiful, but again, I can't be sure I trust her. I don't think I've even had a single conversation with her actually. So the fallen angel had ended up being your favorite. I have to say, that's the last thing I expected to hear. Indeed, I knew it was between Rias and Gabriel, but I didn't actually expect Rainer to be anywhere near their level. I like an honest woman. Sue me. Anyway, I'm concerned with how I'm going to get the dragons to unite. I obviously would like the Dragon King's office and Great Red to join, but I don't know if that's reasonable at this point. I doubt that Great Red will join until you have almost every other non-warmonger dragon allied with you. And you probably won't get office's support unless you promise to help her regain her home in the dimensional gap. Great Red kicked her out a long time ago, and she's been trying to get it back for some time. The Dragon Kings are another matter, however. If you defeat them, they will be honor-bound to submit to your will. However, you must do it in a way that they deem honorable, or they will simply choose to die rather than submit. What would or wouldn't be an honorable way to defeat them? Did that come off like I said they're pure sports? They're not, but if you gang up on them or use any type of outside interference, they will consider you a cheater. It would also be helpful if you had several other dragons with you when you challenged them to witness the fight. Where would I find other dragons? Just roaming about on Earth. I know of a band that roamed the Hawaiian Islands enjoying the heat the volcanoes give off. I've also heard of several groups in both poles trying to gain a resistance to the cold as well as the heat. You could also ask the devils to go to that special forest they use to find familiars. There are bound to be some strong dragons in there, and you might be able to bind a cool familiar as well. Space skip outside Issei's room. Rainer was walking towards Issei's room planning on finally getting laid tonight. Doesn't he know it's rude to add someone to your harem and not bang them? She got to his door and saw a note which read, "Dear Rainer, I'm sure you're reading this because you want to be with me. I do too. I'm in the living room. Come and find me." Rainer immediately left to go find and bang Issei. Once she went into the living room, the door locked itself. Silly Rainer. A few minutes later, Asia came to Issei's room because she had a nightmare. She read the note. "Dear Rainer, I'm sure you're reading this because you want to be with me. I do too. I'm in the living room. Come and find me." And Asia, I'm sure that Rainer left after reading that last paragraph, and I'd put a spell that would lock her in. I don't think that you would come in and have with me, so feel free to enter. Love, Issei. Asia entered and ran over to Issei's bed and hugged him. Issei noticed the tears in her eyes and said, "Hey, Asia. Is everything okay? I had a nightmare. Do you want to talk about it?" "No. Just stay." "Okay." And just like that, they fell asleep in each other's arms. Meanwhile, in heaven, Gabriel, you know why you're here. Mitchell started. "No. I don't. It's because you can't control your jealousy. It's getting out of hand. We both want your relationship with Issei to blossom. But if you act crazy, he'll think you're crazy. I know, but it's so hard seeing him with those other women. I know. I'm sorry, but if you act higher than the rest, then Issei will realize this. You just need to be patient. So no more popping up whenever he has a moment with another woman. It doesn't matter who's his first as long as you're his best. Do you understand?" "Yes. But why can't I be his first?" "You can. But you can't just go around yelling at your competition. Try to increase his thoughts of you instead of decreasing his thoughts of them." "That's genius. Why didn't you think of that sooner?" "Because I assumed that as an angel, you would take the high road. I just now realize that you're still a woman, and nothing gets between a woman and her man. Nothing." Gabriel mirrored. Issei was relaxing, ding with Rainer on the couch watching a rerun of Coach G. Asia was still in the guest room with a note in case she woke up. "So what are you going to do about the girl?" Rainer asked. "She has twilight healing. She would be a good addition to the dragon faction, but I won't force her to join though. I think she's cute." "Oh, I didn't know you liked girls too." "Not like that." "Ah, and here I thought you would do anything for me," Issei muck pouted. "Shut up," Rainer muttered before snuggling closer to Issei. "Maybe if you're that good, then I'd be willing to share." Issei laughed and asked Ddraig, "How's Albion doing? Is he still broken?" "Let's check. Hey Albion. Are you doing okay?" "He says he's feeling better, but still not good enough to talk." As Issei was about to reply, he heard a noise from down the hall. "Looks like your guest woke up. You should go check on her." "Sorry, Rainer, but I have to go." "Ah, come back to bed." Rainer pouted. "That's a couch," Issei said as he walked out. Eventually, he found his way to the guest room and found a frightened Asia reading the note that Issei had left her in the corner. "Irija, my name is Issei Haidu. I saved you from the fallen angels who were going to take your sacred gear and kill you. When you wake up and read this, please come outside. One of the fallen angels and I are watching TV. I know you may be scared of her since she and her friends tried to kill you, but I urge you, she is reformed. If you would like something to eat or just say so, I am an excellent cook, or so I'm told anyway." Asia said, reading the note word for word. "You found my note. Good. Hello? I am the aforementioned Issei. Is there anything I can do for you?" Issei said, introducing himself. "No. What do you want from me?" Asia questioned. "Want? Nothing. I just couldn't stand by and let an innocent girl be hurt. But surely you want something. Well, I'd appreciate it if you joined my dragon faction. We're kind of on the small side as far as numbers go, but we're plenty strong. And we could use a good healer. But I won't force you if you don't want to. What would you do to me if I refused?" Kill me? Banish me? Why would I do that? I'd let you live here as long as you like, and don't cause any trouble, I suppose. Can't have that. Really? Asia asked. Yep. Like I said, just don't cause any trouble and we'll be good. He seems nice enough, and it's not like I have any other options. The angels banished me and the fallen angels tried to kill me. What would joining your faction mean? Well, you'd have this little dragon mark wherever you like, it's up to you. If I had an injured dragon, I'd expect you to heal it to the best of your ability. Nothing else? Nothing perverted, Asia asked with a hint of suspicion mixed in. Well, you could always join my harem. I only have one real member, Rainer, the fallen angel I mentioned in that note. But I have two other angels, one of which I haven't seen in some years and another I just met recently. I think you'd like them actually. The angels. I used to be a part of their faction. They kicked me out though. Really? They didn't seem to mean anything to me. Suddenly, a white flash was seen in the corner opposite of the one Asia was still in, and Gabriel emerged. Issei, what are you doing with this traitor? Gabriel demanded. This was the girl that I saved from the fallen angels, remember that? The church, I met you and Mikhail then. Ring a bell? Of course, I remember. I just didn't realize that the girl you were saving was a traitor, Gabriel said, glaring at Asia. Issei walked between the archangel and his soon-to-be addition, and said, maybe you would like to tell me what you're talking about. She is a traitor. Yeah, I got that. Can you explain how? I forgot. Issei sighed and said, Asia, can you tell me? Well, okay, I have twilight healing as you know, and I was a well-known nun, but one day an injured devil came by and I healed him. I was branded as a traitor simply for following the Bible and doing good to anyone and everyone. Well, Gabriel, she has a good point, and it's not like you're actively fighting the devils. She healed an enemy. That's wrong. What made that devil an enemy? He wasn't part of the angel faction, neither am I. Am I your enemy, Gabriel? No, but the dragons haven't attacked the angels. Yes. We did. Remember? That's why I'm in his arms, because Albion and I attacked the world. Kind of. Well, Gabriel started. Again, a flash of white from the same corner that Gabriel came from and Mikhail appeared. Hello, Issei, Gabriel, Asia. How are you today? I'm doing pretty well, Issei replied. Mikhail, we are busy, Gabriel said. Beep. Asia screamed before hiding behind Issei. To clarify, that's good. Scared and angry, no? Mitchell summarized. Asia, what's up? Issei asked. This was the time Rainer decided to walk in, and seeing Asia cling to Issei, she decided it would be proper for her to go over and cling to Issei's other arm. I didn't know we had guests, Issei, either did I, he replied. Why is he here? Asia asked, still cowering behind Issei. Boo. Mitchell. I think he just follows Gabriel around, Issei said. He does not, Gabriel protested. Now that I think of it, I kind of do, Mikhail pondering. Okay. Well, what's Gabriel doing here? Asia asked. She's going to be joining my harem soon. She is, Asia exclaimed. I can't compete with her. Rainer also made a face. I didn't know that. Will she become a member of the dragon faction or simply a representative? She'll just be a representative. We can't lose the second most powerful angel, Mikhail replied. Will this traitor be another member of your harem, Issei? Gabriel asked. To be determined, she definitely will be a member of my faction though, Issei said. But the point remains, why are you here, Gabriel and Mitchell? Not that I don't mind visitors, I just prefer a heads up. We are here to tell you that your old friend will be here soon. We do have one last mission for her simply for old time's sake, Mikhail said. Actually, it was because I didn't lock up that damn spying GL and Gabriel couldn't handle her jealousy. This was supposed to be a surprise. Mind if I ask what it is, just so I know what's happening in my town? Of course. We were actually going to ask you for your help to further help relations. A member of the fallen angels has stolen several of the fragments of Excalibur. I have spoken with Azazel and he agrees. Cacabil must be put down. Cacabil, wasn't he the one that sent the hit squad after me? Yes. I will relish in bathing in his blood. Mikhail suddenly grew a tad bit more nervous. He hadn't realized that Issei still held a grudge. The cost of restoring whatever was destroyed just skyrocketed. Well, she'll be here tomorrow, so rest up. Now we have to go, don't we, Gabriel? Mikhail asked. Maybe I don't want to. Maybe I want to stay with Issei for the night. Gabriel replied, well, I would like that. We have that very important thing. Remember? No. Let me remind you, it's an event that you can do anywhere but in Issei's house. Now we really do need to go. Do we really? I don't think we do. How about we discuss this as we leave? How about I stay? How about you don't? And here I thought you wanted to promote dragon-angel relations, brother. I do want that. I don't want your jealousy to bug you, say, to the point of war. I wouldn't do that. How are you doing over there, you say? Does dandy? See, he said he's dandy. I won't bug him. Will too. Will not. After several rounds of this, Rainer leaned over to Issei and said, are they really this immature? Issei replied, I think Mitchell is just egging Gabriel on. But it's funny. Let's watch. Whatever you say, master. Rainer did her best to act seductive and nibbled on his ear. I don't think this is the time for that, Ray. Rainer only replied by pressing her to his arm and moving her hand down and down until she reached a very special spot. How about we get a room? Rainer asked. It's not like they'll find out we're gone until it's too late. I think Asia would have something to say about that. I think we should ditch her. I think we need a healer. Rainer sighed and said, fine. But I need some attention, so hurry up with this. I'll be in your bedroom. She then walked out of the room, presumably into Issei's bedroom. My views on fallen angels is getting better every day. Gabriel and Mitchell were still bickering, so Issei leaned over and picked Asia up. Hey. You okay? I'm fine, I suppose. I just didn't know you had such powerful people at your beck and call. Yeah, I guess it needs some getting used to. Hey. Are you really going to go have SSS? Asia stuttered. No. I'm still a virgin and plan on staying that way until I'm 18, Pilljoy. I'm following the law, yes. What are you going to do? The next time you see a girl, I'm going to possess your arm and grab her. That's rape. We drew 2 lines, drag, pedophilia and rape. Do you remember that? Yes. I apologize. But just because you can't have it doesn't mean you can't do a little something. Pervert. Bah. Gone. Asia spoke up, so if I joined the dragon faction, I wouldn't have to, you know. Have with me? No. But you will have this little dragon mark, that's the symbol of our faction. It will make you more attracted to the person who placed it on you. Sadly, I'm the only person who can right now because there's only me and Rainer, and she can't because she doesn't want to. So I wouldn't have to have with you, but I would end up wanting to have with you, pretty much. Well, I guess he's not that bad. I could do worse. Not like I had other options. Okay, where does the mark go? Wherever you want, just imagine it. I can imagine where Rainer wants it. Greg. Issei sent some magic into her, and Asia imagined it over her heart. Issei, if I wanted to, could I move it? I don't know. Why would I know? I don't have a body. Ask Albion, pay Albion. Wakey wakey. OMG 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 OMG. Let me see if I can help. Where is Albion located? Asia asked. On his my right arm. I say, I'm trying to get you laid. Go along with it. If I wanted to get laid, I'd get laid. Calm down. Asia closed her eyes and a green light enveloped her hands and Issei's right arm. See if he's okay now. Hey Albion, you alright? Ugh, yeah. I'm fine. But I have a killer headache. Without a head, how's that possible? It just is okay. I don't want to talk, so let's play a game. It's called Who Can Talk the Quietest. Read, set, go. I'm not playing that, Asia said. Anyway, are you two done over there? Issei asked Gabriel and Mitchell. Yes. Gabriel will be coming with me now. We are done, but I'm not leaving. Come with me or I'll break that GL. Gabriel widened her eyes in surprise and said, fine, but I want him soon. And here I thought angels like celibacy. Asia said, surprising everyone. She then grabbed Issei's arm and clung to it, all the while glaring daggers at Gabriel. Well, that was what Asia meant to say was that I will be keeping myself a virgin until I'm 18. Anyway, we have to be going. Rias wanted to see me about something. Come on, Asia. Let's go introduce you to some devils. Devils? Will they be in your harem too? Issei smirked and replied, Why? Worried about the competition? No. But they're scary. They're not that bad. They are actually kind of hot. I'm Skip. Orc with Rias and company and Issei, Rainer and Asia. Hello, devils. Rainer started. Hello, dragons. Aquino replied. We're not dragons. Asia said. About that, Rainer shrieked. Well, you won't become a fire-breathing beast, but you will gain certain qualities such as Rainer growled. This better not mess with my figure. I need to look my best for Issei. Well, you'll gain dexterity, strength, a resistance to most magic, fire specifically. Oh, that's not bad. Why did you have to say that all scary like? I dunno. Also, you will grow. I met a girl once who didn't like that, so I figured I should warn you. Yay, those devils don't stand a chance against me now. I'll be stronger and hotter than them. Rainer thought. Oh, thanks for the heads up. Ria sighed. Damn. I guess I'll never hold up to her. She's hotter and stronger than I am. But maybe I can join his harem in the name of the devils. Yeah, Drake said something about liking me. Issei is sure to add me to make his dragon happy. So Issei, what are you doing here? I thought you called me here. The flash of red was seen in the corner, and Circeus appeared. Hello, Issei. I believe that this is the first time we've met. I'm Circeus, Ria's older brother, and the husband of the referee of your match with Riza. Nice to meet you. I suppose you already know who and what I am. Yes, I would like to promote dragon-devil relations, as I have heard that angels are doing the same thing. They have promised to add both Gabriel and an old friend of mine to my harem, with my friend joining the dragon faction being the angel's representative, although Gabriel will remain an angel. Did they get a head start? Ugh. How frustrating, whatever. I'm sure that Rias will be better than those angel pricks. Well, I was going to suggest adding Rias and her peerage to your faction and your harem. I have something to say about that. Kiba yelled, with the exception of Kiba, of course. Unless you swing that way, Circeus half said, half asked. No. Issei doesn't. Raina replied for Issei, grabbing his arm and once again shoving her onto it. But she said, but I'd be glad to have a swordsman in the faction. If you'll all willingly join, that is. I don't want to force anything on anybody. I will. Rias said, just a tad too for Rainer and Asia's lacking. Where Rias goes, I go. Kaneko said, it will be good to get away from these devils. I still don't trust them after what they tried to do to my sister. Rios is my best friend. I will join your faction but not your harem, Issei. Okino said, good, that means I'll be the strongest fallen angel in Issei's harem. But what am I going to do about Asia? Oh well, she's weak. I'll still be his favorite. What about Gasper? Kaneko asked. He's my bishop, a half-devil, half-vampire. He has the sacred gear Forbidden Baylor View, which allows him to freeze time wherever he looks. Unfortunately, he doesn't have complete control over it. Actually, he doesn't have any control over it. He kind of lives in a locked room or a box because he's afraid of everyone. He's also a cross-dresser, Riaz explained. I can handle that, Issei said. I can't believe Riaz is joining Issei's harem. Life is indeed beautiful. You're overreacting. Remember what happened with Gabriel? That's what I thought. Anyway, I should also introduce Asia here. She was the one that I rescued from the fallen angels a while back, and she has the sacred gear Twilight Healing. She is a part of my faction, but not my harem. Please treat her well. Circex silently walked over to Kiba and whispered, I heard you want nephews. So do I. We must work together if we are to succeed. Agreed. I will do my best to have Riaz obtain the highest position, but who is our greatest threat? Rainer. I don't think Issei actually likes her. No, Gabriel is our main threat. She is the most beautiful woman in heaven. Yes. That would be unfortunate. I will do my best, Mao. Anyway, we have to go. There's some mission that the angels want me to do, so I'm going to need a good night. Bye, Issei said, waving. He left the room with Asia and Rainer in tow. Before she left the room, Rainer said he actually won't be getting a lot of if you know what I mean. She then stuck her tongue out at Rias and left. I'm skip Issei's house, Issei's room. Issei was lying in bed, trying and failing to get to Dot. So, Issei, are you planning on making any more additions to your harem? No, I didn't even plan on making the additions that I've made at this point. I'm still 17 after all. Although I can't say I'm upset at being surrounded by beautiful women. Who do you like the most? I don't know. Rainer seems the most straightforward and strangely honest of all of them. Rias is the hottest, but I don't completely trust her. Gabriel is the most beautiful, but again, I can't be sure I trust her. I don't think I've even had a single conversation with her actually. So the fallen angel had ended up being your favorite. I have to say, that's the last thing I expected to hear. Indeed, I knew it was between Rias and Gabriel, but I didn't actually expect Rainer to be anywhere near their level. I like an honest woman. Sue me. Anyway, I'm concerned with how I'm going to get the dragons to unite. I obviously would like the Dragon King's office and Great Red to join, but I don't know if that's reasonable at this point. I doubt that Great Red will join until you have almost every other non-warmonger dragon allied with you. And you probably won't get office's support unless you promise to help her regain her home in the dimensional gap. Great Red kicked her out a long time ago, and she's been trying to get it back for some time. The Dragon Kings are another matter, however. If you defeat them, they will be honor-bound to submit to your will. However, you must do it in a way that they deem honorable, or they will simply choose to die rather than submit. What would or wouldn't be an honorable way to defeat them? Did that come off? Like I said, they're poor sports. They're not. But if you gang up on them or use any type of outside interference, they will consider you a cheater. It would also be helpful if you had several other dragons with you when you challenged them to witness the fight. Where would I find other dragons? Just roaming about on Earth. I know of a band that roam the Hawaiian Islands enjoying the heat the volcanoes give off. I've also heard of several groups in both poles trying to gain a resistance to the cold as well as the heat. You could also ask the devils to go to that special forest they use to find familiars. There are bound to be some strong dragons in there, and you might be able to bind a cool familia as well. Space skip outside Issei's room. Rainer was walking towards Issei's room planning on finally getting laid tonight. Doesn't he know it's rude to add someone to your harem and not bang them? She got to his door and saw a note which read, Dear Rainer, I'm sure you're reading this because you want to be with me. I do too. I'm in the living room. Come and find me. Rainer immediately left to go find and bang Issei. Once she went into the living room, the door locked itself. Silly Rainer. A few minutes later, Asia came to Issei's room because she had a nightmare. She read the note. Dear Rainer, I'm sure you're reading this because you want to be with me. I do too. I'm in the living room. Come and find me. And Asia, I'm sure that Rainer left after reading that last paragraph, and I'd put a spell that would lock her in. I don't think that you would come in and have with me, so feel free to enter. Love, Issei. Asia entered and ran over to Issei's bed and hugged him. Issei noticed the tears in her eyes and said, Hey, Asia. Is everything okay? I had a nightmare. Do you want to talk about it? No. Just stay. Okay. And just like that, they fell into each other's arms. Meanwhile, in heaven, Gabriel, you know why you're here. Mitchell started. No, I don't. It's because you can't control your jealousy. It's getting out of hand. We both want your relationship with Issei to blossom. But if you act crazy, he'll think you're crazy. I know, but it's so hard seeing him with those other women. I know. I'm sorry, but if you act higher than the rest, then Issei will realize this. You just need to be patient. So no more popping up whenever he has a moment with another woman. It doesn't matter who's his first as long as you're his best. Do you understand? Yes, but why can't I be his first? You can. But you can't just go around yelling at your competition. Try to increase his thoughts of you instead of decreasing his thoughts of them. That's genius. Why didn't you think of that sooner? Because as an angel, you would take the high road. I just now realize that you're still a woman, and nothing gets between a woman and her man. Nothing. Gabriel mirrored. Asia was downstairs, making a break. Why? Because Issei said he was hungry. Did he say that he wanted her to take a break? No, in fact, he just commented on it. He in no way indicated that he wanted her to do something about it. But here she is, taking a break. Eggs and bacon, to be exact. She didn't know why either, she just had the urge to go downstairs and take a break. So she did. And here she was. Issei walked downstairs and said, "Hey Asia. Are you taking a break?" "Yes." "For both of us?" "Yes." "Thanks. You didn't have to do that, I know. But I don't know why I wanted to or why it felt so good when he thanked me. So are you doing anything today?" "I was thinking about talking to Sursages about going into that forest where they always get their familiars. I wanted to see if there were any dragons that would want to join my faction. Then I was planning on working out. I can think of one way you could work out." "Oh my God! What am I saying?" Rainer then walked in and said, "Issei, that was a cruel trick you played on me. Well, you need to learn how to keep it in your pants. You need to learn how to please a woman." I have to agree with the girl. I would agree also, but I want to say is first to be with Gabriel. So yeah, Issei, weight abstinence and stuff. See, even your dragons agree with me. My dragons are stupid. They only have two things on their minds, becoming strong and banging girls. I'm only focused on the former for now, so have patience, I'll get around to the latter, Issei said with a wink at the end. Anyway, I'm going over to the Devil's Hangout to see if I can talk to Sursages. Anyone want to come with? I will. Asia volunteered. I'm mad at you. Rainer replied. Fantastic, Issei said, then left. I'm Space Skip Orkrum, Rias and Peerage plus Issei and Asia. Hey everybody, I was wondering if I could make a quick little visit too. Before Issei could finish his sentence, a column of fire erupted as well as a bright purple light. Issei, Riser shouted. I challenge you to a rematch. I must regain my honor. I apologize for this interruption, Issei. Riser here could not control himself. Graphius said, meanwhile in heaven. See, Mitchell. I'm not the only one who can't control themselves with Issei. Gabriel shouted to her brother. Where are you? Give me that spying GL right now. Never. Gabriel shouted, running away back in the orc. I'm sorry, honor. You lost your honor when you forced Rias into a marriage. But if you want another pounding, I'll happily oblige. If I get another wish, that is, Issei said. Fine, it's not as if you'll win again. I was going easy on you. Very well. I wish to gain all of your possessions, your wealth, your property, your peerage, and your right to visit the forest that possesses familiars, Issei stated. That's outrageous, Riser proclaimed. Is the great Riser scared? Issei mocked. Never. I accept it. Let us begin. Very well. Both sides have agreed to the terms. Let us begin. Graphia stated. Wait, I still haven't made my wish. You still don't stand a chance. Everyone in the room was teleported to the same area they did before. Ready, set, go. Issei said. Scale mail, boost. And as soon as the match started, it was over. Issei punched Riser, grabbed him by the neck and slammed him on the ground, then kicked him about 100 feet away. Boost. Divide. Brizzer stumbled from his beating and the divide. Damn, most people would just blow me up, but he's wearing me down, but not physically hurting me that. Ready to lose, Brizzer. I shall never accept defeat, my honor demands it. Explosion. Riser. Retired. Wonderful. Issei said before being teleported out again. Issei found himself in the orc once again, but without Riser. That went well. Rias commented. Yes. And now you own all of Riza's former possessions. That includes his property, some which is in Hawaii, Atlantis, and the underworld, among others. It also includes his wealth, which amounts somewhere in the tens of billions of yen, as well as his former peerage, which I'm sure you will induct into your dragon faction, Graphia explained. Riser was that rich? Nice. How did he get that rich? Issei asked. The Phoenix family actually owns some phoenixes, and they often sell off the chicks. That's cool. Think I can have one as a familiar? Of course. Riser owns several. Wait. Did you say Atlantis? Asia asked. Yes. The sunken city Atlantis. Not all of it, but a significant portion. The angels, fallen angels, and devils all have property there. Up until now, devils had the most property there. But now the dragon faction does. It's not well known, but that's where the Great War ended when the three factions signed the Treaty of Atlantis, Graphia explained. And I also gained the right to visit the Devil Forest where I can find familiars. Issei asked. Yes. Mind if I go there now? I don't see why you can't. Cool. And just like that, Issei, Asia, Rias and Graphia were in the forest. Anyone know of any strong monsters here or dragons? Issei asked. Do you want a strong monster or a dragon? Rias asked. Both. But I don't want a dragon as a familiar. I want them to follow me as equals, not as servants, but I also want a strong monster to have as a servant if I ever need help. Oh. Well, there might be some pretty dragons in the forest, but you won't find them if they don't want to be found. As for the strong monster, I suggest a 9-headed hydra. They have nearly impenetrable bodies, and if you cut off one head, another 2 grow in its place. Its poison is incredibly deadly regardless of race, but I've never personally seen one. Graphia said, Well, I'm just going to wander about the forest. Would anyone like to join me? I will. Asia said, If you get hurt fighting one dragon, you should be healed before finding another. I will as well. You might get lost otherwise. Rias said, I must be getting back to the devil world. I trust that Rias can guide you back to the human world when you request it. Grace said before teleporting out. Alright, let's get started. Issei said. I think the best way to get the dragon's attention would be to do this. Scale mail, boost, explosion. Issei shot straight into the air, clearly trying to get noticed. It was visible for several dozen miles. That ought to do it, Issei said, walking into the forest with Asia on his heels. That might have been a bad idea, Rias said. Why? What if there's a dragon more powerful than you? Unlikely. I would only think that Office, Great Red, and maybe the 5 kings are stronger than me right now. And I have Asia here to heal me if I get beat, which won't happen. What about you and Asia? Do you feel safe? Rias asked. Yes. All dragons have honor. They would not kill in a match that wasn't supposed to be a duel to the death, and they would not attack me for I did not challenge them, and I doubt that Issei would allow them to attack me. Fine. But if one of us dies, it's on your head, Issei. Of course. Also, when we're done with this, I'd like to formally induct you into the dragon faction. Okay. What does that mean exactly? Well, you get the dragon faction mark wherever you want. You will gain a lot of dexterity and resistance to most magic, and you will grow. Really? Will I grow? Yep. Dragons attract members of the opposite, and that's a surefire way to do that. For Issei, his zip it. Fine. But I have already planted the idea in them. And speaking of putting something in them, do we need to have another talk about subtlety? No, but it's true. Not you too, Albion. I'm sorry, but I have been hiding something for a while now. What? I'll tell you the next time you're with Gabriel. Mimi? It was a strong wind causing everyone to close their eyes except for Issei, who just activated his helmet. When the wind died down, there was a large black dragon in the sky. I am Charizard. Why have you challenged me, weakling? I am Issei Haidu. I have challenged you to gain your allegiance to my newly founded dragon faction. The dragon faction? Why would I join such a thing? We dragons are the strongest being in the universe, but we have been walked on all of our existence by others who team up against us. If we were to combine our power, none would dare cross a dragon. You speak the truth. I myself have been placed here by a devil who wishes another to tame me. Tell me more about this faction of yours, boy. We are just getting started with the only true dragon being myself at the moment. I have come here to recruit other dragons, and you are the first we have seen. You say that you are a dragon, but you are in the body of a human. However, I smell dragon on you as well. Explain. I was born a human, however. I possess both heavenly dragons in my 2 sacred gears. They say that I will eventually gain more and more dragon features before being able to transform between my 2 forms at will, both heavenly dragons. Let me speak with my old friends. Is that really you, Charizard? Issei, this guy is a loser. You don't want him in your faction. Yes, we do. No, we don't. This was the idiot who set you up with that. He didn't know she would cheat on me. No, but he did know she cheated on her last 3 boyfriends. I didn't. I thought she turned a new leaf. It wasn't my fault. Anyway, would you join Charizard? I would like to, if for no other reason than to see my old friends and leave this dreaded place. But I want to see your true power. Defeat me and I will join. Very well. Boost. Issei charged Charizard but was blown back when he flapped his wings. My turn. Charizard then blew a large stream of fire at Issei but he flew above it. Boost. Explosion. Issei managed to hit Charizard's wing and as he turned his head to check on the wound, Issei charged him and punched him in the face. Avid. As it took effect, Charizard shouted cheap boost explosion. Charizard was left crippled on the ground. Good fight. I will join your faction. Would you mind giving me direction out of the forest? First, I have to add you to our faction. This won't hurt, but where do you want the dragon faction symbol? The middle of my stomach will be good. Issei sent magical energy into Charizard, and the symbol appeared in the center of Charizard's stomach and took up most of the space there. Good. Now just think about the dragon faction and you should teleport out of here. But before you leave, I think Asia should heal you and I would like to ask you some questions. Very well. Which one is Asia? I am Asia, Mr. Charizard. This dragon is huge. I don't know if I can heal it entirely. Nonetheless, she kneeled and used her sacred gear. That does feel better, thank you, girl. What would you like to know about Issei? Would you happen to know where any other dragons are? And what is the strongest dragon and monster here? There are many dragons here, but I don't think there are more than a dozen that are more than infants. We do take out time in growing after all. And while you can recruit dragon infants, other dragons may look down on it. I wouldn't recommend doing so unless they ask, which they might. The strongest dragon. Well, I would like to say it's myself. It's not. It is probably Rayquaza, but he rarely wakes up. You would have to cause some ruckus to wake him up. I'm not even sure where he is. As for the strongest monster, there is a 9-headed hydra wandering around here somewhere. If you're lucky, he'll find you. And I heard from a water dragon that there's this creature called hydra wandering under the lakes here. I don't know what it is, only that it lives underwater. Thank you. You may leave if you wish. Although, I do ask that you shrink in size, our current base is quite small. I plan on making another one that is, however, I do hate shrinking fine, but hurry up with the new base. And with those parting words, Charizard disappeared. Asia ran over to heal Issei, but he didn't need it. Didn't stop her form standing right by him though. Well, what now? Rias asked. Is that one dragon enough or do you need more? I want to find another dragon and that hydra. As Issei said this, he heard a loud noise coming from behind him. Speak of the hydra. At that moment the hydra screamed into the air, and he shall appear. Boost. Hydra. My name is Issei Hydra and I wish to make you my familiar. If I defeat you, will you accept? The hydra merely roared in response, which Issei was a yes. Any ideas on beating this thing? Try cutting off its limbs but not its heads. Yes. Do as you did with Riser. Hurt it but don't fatally wound it since that would be pointless. Wear it down. You know the drill. Issei charged the hydra and punched it in the gut but the hydra didn't even flinch. Instead, it shot out a beam of energy which hit Issei point blank sending him flying. Oh well, I can always get healed later. Divide, boost, explosion. Issei managed to hit the hydra in the center of it causing the hydra to fall but not lose just yet. Damn. That was a full power explosion. How is he still standing? It's not called the strongest monster here for no reason, you know. Yeah. Now go hit it again. Boost. Divide. As Issei was preparing to shoot another explosion, the hydra shot venom out of its 9 heads. Shit. Issei managed to dodge one after the other, but eventually one connected. Issei could have sworn that the hydra was smirking at him. Bam, that was at 1/4 of its power. This thing is crazy strong. Evade. Boost, explosion. Once again, Issei connected, but this time the hydra couldn't take it since it was at 1/8 of its power. Finally, I, Issei Haidu, do claim you, the 9-headed hydra of the special forest, as my servant. A glow surrounded Issei and the hydra, and when it disappeared the hydra looked a bit less hostile than it did before, but still very hostile since it was a 9-headed hydra. Kind of like saying if you take a grain of sand off of a beach there's a bit less sand on that beach. And yet Riaz asked, no? Geez, what's your problem with this place? I'm a glorified taxi right now. Oh yes. I suppose you are. Asia, do you mind healing me? That poison really is something. Of course, Issei. But I am getting a bit tired, so if you wouldn't mind, do you think the next monster you beat could be your last? If it's for you, then of course. Issei replied, while Asia's hair. Asia blushed and finished healing Issei. Why does he have to say these sweet things? Doesn't he know what they do to me? Alright, one more dragon and then we're gone. But first, I have to deal with this hydra. Issei turned and faced his new familiar. Hello, Hydra. As I said, I am Hydra Issei. I am the leader of the newly formed dragon faction. I will call on you if I need your distance, likely in a battle. Do you have any requests to make of me? The hydra shook its 9 heads and shrank to the size of a truck. Familiars can speak to their masters through telepathy. I heard you say that you want to find another dragon. Ride on me, I know where a strong one is. This one is even stronger than I am. Your friends can ride as well. And my full name is Deliciously Deadly. You may call me Deadly. Thank you, Deadly. Rias Asia, this Deliciously Deadly, you may call him Deadly. He said he will bring us to another dragon. He also said we can ride on him. After they all got on, Hydra started running towards a cave. Issei was on Hydra's neck with Asia clinging on to his back and Rias was on another neck. Issei had gone out of his scale mail to conserve his energy. Hey Asia, do you want a familiar? We probably should get you one. Since your power isn't very offensive, it would be best to give you something to defend yourself with. Now that I think about it, I would like something cute. Can I, Issei? Of course, you can go to Asia. If you see something along the way, speak up. If not, we can go looking after I get this next dragon. Yay. Thank you, Issei. Thank you, Albion. Asia squealed, hugging Issei even harder. I wonder if he can tell that might have grown. Damn, I can tell her have grown. I knew that they would because she joined my faction, but damn, they feel good. Once they arrived at the cave, Deadly told Issei, the dragon's in there. If you want to convert him, you should do so alone without my help. If I recall correctly, he also has a son, you can use his as Asia's familiar. Thank you, Deadly. Asia, Deadly told me that the dragon in here has a son who might become your familiar. Deadly then took his leave and disappeared into the forest. Did he say it was cute? I didn't think to ask him. Oh, well, I'm sure he'd be cute. Thank you, Issei. They walked in and eventually found a red dragon. Dragon? I am Issei Haidu. I am the leader of the newly formed dragon faction. I am here to ask you to join us. Hey. Did something happen? Who's there? The dragon mumbled in his dot. He ignored me, Issei said, sulking. Hey. I'm sure it wasn't because he didn't like you. He's probably just a heavier, Asia said, trying to comfort Issei. The dragon flew in and shouted in a squeaky voice, I am Natsu. I will protect my father from you dragon hunters. Oh, Asia, this must be that son Deadly was talking. Oh my god, I want him to say. Catch the dragon for me, please. Asia begged. Not that it's any of your business, but I'm Sam and not, alright. If I defeat you, will you become Asia's familiar and wake your father for me? Sure. It's not like I'll lose. I'm Explosion. And just like that, Natsu was down. I didn't even have to use a boost. I hope his father is stronger. Asia, you should go bind him to you now. Okay. Asia Argento, bind you, Natsu, to be my familiar. Asia and Natsu were enveloped in a white light, and when it died down, Natsu woke up. Fine. I'll wake Dad up now, but he'll kill you and free me. Dad, wake up. Some dragon hunters are here. Hey! Go away. I mean, bad. Wake up. They got me to be one of their familiars by trickery. Ugh. Fine. The dragon got up and said, my name is Igneal. I am the king of all fire dragons, but they still won't make a full dragon king. Oh well, maybe if I kill you they will. My name is Issei. I am the leader of the newly formed dragon faction. I have come here to ask you to join my faction, and why would I do that? I like this cave. It's dark and no one ever bothers me except for the occasional dragon hunter. Dragons are without a doubt the strongest beings in the universe. However, we have been walked on all of our lives by people who gang up on us in numbers. If we were to band together, then no one would dare cross a dragon. You speak of dragons as if you were one of us. However, all I see is a human. I possess both heavenly dragons. They say that once I reach my full potential, I can choose whether my body is that of a human or a dragon. For now, I am young and I'm a human. Very well. I will join your faction. You will join my faction if Issei trailed off trying to find out what he wants. Yes. I will join. You don't want anything in return? Not even a fight with me? No. I would crush you. Well, it is not known. I am just under the level of a dragon king and could easily wipe you out. Not to mention, if I join you, the dragon kings would take notice of me. I must become a dragon king. I am already the strongest of the fire dragons, so this would also be a good thing to add to my resume. So I'll join you. That was easy, thanks. No problem. Just mark me and leave. Call me if you need me. I'll stay here until you have a proper place for me to stay. How did you know that my house was small? I had Natsu spy on you. I'm surprised you didn't see him. He's terrible at being sneaky. Hey, I'm not. Mark me, will you? Very well. Just imagine where you wanted. Issei sent some magical energy into him, and the dragon faction mark appeared on Igneal's tail. There, all done. Whatever. Like I said, call me when you get that place. Bye. He then took a breath and blew them all out of his cave, Natsu included. Yay? Igneal didn't kill us, so you're my familiar now, Natsu. Asia squealed. Ugh. Fine, like my dad said, call me if you need me. I'm sure that devil over there can teach you how. Bye. He then flew back into the cave. So are we done? I need to get back to Kaneko. She needs help with some of the homework, Rias said. Issei then saw a bush rustling and out came a girl. You know my sister? Oh, well, my name's Issei. What's yours? I'm Kuroka. Oh. Well, like I said, I'm Issei. I'm the leader of the newly founded dragon faction. I'm on my way to induct Kaneko and this woman, Rias, into my faction. Asia here is already a member. Would you consider joining? Issei don't. This is a dangerous criminal in the underworld. She betrayed her master and became a stray. We should kill her right now. Rias exclaimed. Ignoring Rias, Kuroka asked, why would I want to? Well, you would be able to see your sister again. I would also be able to protect you from the devils who are hunting you. How would you protect me? Currently, none of the factions are willing to anger me. If they were to kill a member of my faction, that would definitely do it, and I recall something called diplomatic immunity. Oh, is that all? Well, you would also grow considerably stronger, and for some reason, you will grow. That last part is true. It's weird, but it's true, Asia said. I knew it. Issei thought. Well, I may as well join. As long as I can see my cute little Shiren, cool. Anyway, just imagine the dragon symbol anywhere on your body and I'll send a little energy into your body and poof, you're a member of the dragon faction. Ready? Yep. Kuroka Ned. She knew exactly where she was going to. After a moment, a pop was heard, but Issei couldn't see the dragon symbol on her. Is it on her back? Oh dear. Do you know where Albion is? I have a pretty good guess. Where's your symbol, Kuroka? Asia asked. You have to get to me a little better before I show you where I put your mark. Kuroka said. Rias and Asia blushed. Issei sighed. The dragons just laughed. So can we go now? Rias asked. Sure, I need to go and defeat Kakable anyway. It'll be nice to see Irina again. I've missed her, Issei said. You used to know her? Asia asked. Yes. We were neighbors, but she moved away right before my parents died, Issei explained. Was all Asia had to say. Great. How many people are competing with me now? There's Kuroka, Reiner, Gabriel, Irina, and I'm guessing that Rias, Akeno, and Kaneko are going to go after Issei soon as well, and they're all stronger than me. Alright. Let's move out. I want to get whatever Mikio requested of me done by tonight. Issei said. Fine by me. Rias said. When can I see my sister? Kuroka asked. When we get home. She'll be there and I'll make her along with the rest of Rias' peerage and my old friend Irina into a member of the dragon faction. Then I'll go see what Mikio wants. Issei replied. Issei started to walk towards the forest, then realized something. How exactly do we get out? Leave it to me, Rias said. She used her devil magic and they were all teleported to Issei's living room. Issei looked around and saw that no one was home. Hey, where is everyone? Issei asked. They should have been here, Rias said. Let's look around. She then proceeded to go upstairs to search for clues. The hunt had begun. Whatever. I'm going to go explore the house, I see, Kuroka said. I'll show her around and make sure she doesn't get lost. Asia said, following Kuroka out of the room. Yeah. Sure. Whatever. Issei replied. Tell Rias that I'll be taking a nap on the couch, and to wake me up she figures out where everyone is. He then moved to the couch, pulled a blanket on him, and closed his eyes. Totally going to do that, Kuroka half-heartedly replied as she walked out of the room. Thanks, Issei said, drifting off to Dot. Issei, I found a note, Rias yelled from the upstairs bedroom. Issei, where are you? Issei. Eventually, she found him on the couch. Idiot, Issei, wake up. Sorry, sweetie. That probably won't work. Well, what will? Dry striping. How would that help? How? Please enlighten me. Because no man can resist a girl's request. That's true? Yes, I know. Ria's fully convinced that this was the only possible way to wake Issei, stripped bare, letting her perfect double deep breasts hang in all of their mighty glory. She knelt by the couch, stroking his hair with one hand and his with the other. She then whispered, Issei. It's time to wake you, P. As she said this, she slid the hand that was on his down, getting closer and closer to his crotch. I'm awake. Harry is. Issei said, sitting up his eyes. Did you find a why are you? I couldn't wake you up. Drake suggested that I strip since no man can deny a hot girl's wishes. It worked. I could get dressed, but if you want, I know something else we can do. Rias replied, slowly sitting on top of him. What's on the door there? Issei said, pointing behind Rias. What? Where? Rias asked, looking behind her. Using this opportunity, Issei slipped out from underneath her and threw her clothes at her. I won't have it until I'm 18. It's illegal otherwise, and I refuse to break a law just to have some fun. About that, don't you dare tell him. Why shouldn't I? Because if you do, I'll tell Issei your secret. You wouldn't? Try me. Fine. I won't tell him for now. Why did you wake me up, Rias? Issei asked. I found a note. Rias replied, What's the note say? Rias chose to throw her clothes across the room and out on the couch once again, giving Issei a perfect view of her body. Does it really matter? Yes. Why can't Issei her she's so hot? Ignore him and tell me what the note says, Rias. Fine. Party pooper, Rias muttered, ironically calling Issei the same thing Kiba called her not so long ago. Dear Issei, Irina came by, and Kaneko, Akino and I decided to get to know each other better by going out for ice cream. We should be back by 6. Kiba Yudo. That was nice of Kiba. Not many people take the time to put pen to paper these days. You should write him a thank you letter. Issei rolled his eyes and replied, All right. Well, it's 4:30 now. I may as well put on a rerun of Coach G. What's Coach G? Riaz asked. This is why I like Angels more. It's my favorite, and you can watch it with me if you put on some clothes. Fine, Riaz said. She then disappeared in a magic circle. Is she admitting defeat or going to get clothes? Girls rarely give up on their guys that easily. Very true. Riaz reappeared from a magic circle in nothing but a tiny blood-red bikini that matched her hair. Do you like it? Yes, I do, Riaz. She was talking to Issei, you idiot. It's nice, I guess, Issei said with a blush rising to his dot. Great. Do you have the show ready? Yeah, have a seat, Issei said, patting the seat next to him on the couch. Thanks, Riaz said as she sat on Issei's lap, putting her arm around his shoulders. Hey! What are you doing? Having a seat. Can you have a seat next to me? Then we are like sitting on your lap, but I think the couples are supposed to do when watching a TV show or a movie. She has you there. Indeed. You are obligated to with her. Riaz couldn't help but think, obligated? Really? I may be forcing him into this, but it's not like dealing with a super hot woman in a tiny bikini while watching your favorite show is a bad thing. Meanwhile, Issei was thinking, geez, I knew that putting a dragon mark on her would make her bolder with her affections towards me, but this is pretty extreme. Issei. What? You haven't put the mark on her yet. Oh dear God. What will she be like when I put the mark on her? Well, she wouldn't have to seduce you if you were just her. Otherwise, she's just going to drive you crazy. Fine. Issei laid on his back while Riaz laid on his so that she could press her on Issei while still being able to watch the show. Great. Let's start. And with that, Issei started the show. Riaz could feel every rise and fall of Issei's while Lise was practically petrified by the skin contact he was having. He had taken off his shirt before he took a nap, and now there was nothing more than a thin piece of cloth between him and Riaz's giant dot. When the time came, Kiba and the others came back from the ice cream shop. The first thing they noticed was a nervous Issei and a very happy Riaz sitting on the couch. Choosing to break the silence, Kiba started, Geez, I hope we didn't interrupt anything. Unfortunately, he was the only one in the room who thought this was funny. Issei was too nervous to laugh. Riaz was upset at being disturbed. Akino, Irina, and Kaneko were busy glaring at Riaz. Issei, I'm so glad to finally see you again. Please come hug me immediately. Irina exclaimed. Okay. Issei moved Riaz aside and hugged Irina. She, of course, immediately used the opportunity to press her breasts against him, making Issei once again uncomfortable. So how have these last few years been, Irina? I haven't seen you in so long. They have been nice. It was hard to move away from my family, but the work I did was worth it. And now I get to spend some time with you, my childhood friend. That's great to hear. So do you know what the mission is? Yes. We are to take down Kakable, who has stolen several holy swords fragments of Excalibur tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow? I thought we were doing this today. We were. But Mikhail thought it would be best if I got more familiar with everyone here before the attack. Oh. That makes sense. Anyway, would you like to be made a member of the dragon faction now or after we take down Kakable? Issei asked. I'd rather wait if that's okay. Irina said that's fine. Issei replied, I'd like to become a member of the dragon faction now, please, Riaz said from the couch. I would as well, Kaneko said. Yes, I may as well get used to being a part of dragon also, Kiba said. Now is as good of a time as ever, I suppose, Okano said. Great. Just imagine the dragon mark anywhere on your body, Issei replied. They all did as they were told, and the dragon mark appeared on Ria's right breast, Akino's left arm, Kaneko's right inner thigh, and the back of Kiba's right hand. Great. So what do we all do now? Issei asked. I know what Issei and I should do, Riaz said. Issei rolled his eyes and replied, I was thinking more along the lines of a board game. Any suggestions? Hold on. I need to make a call. Kiba suddenly said. How about Risk? Kaneko suggested. No. People get upset when they're betrayed. Jess, I was thinking about something we could do as a faction. Okay, I'm back, Kiba said. Cool. What was the call for? Rias asked. Just some business. Anyway, I know a game we could play, Kiba said with a smirk and a glint in his eye. Really? What game? Issei asked. Strip poker? Kiba replied. How about? Yes, said Irina, Rias, Kaneko, and Akino. Sorry. Looks like I have it, Kiba said between laughs. Wonderful. I hope Rias chooses to play as she is. Issei will never last against my genius plan. Well, it was Surzik's plan, but I helped. At that moment, Kiba's phone rang. Since when did you have a phone, Kiba? Rias asked. You know, ever since Kiba trailed off, then answered his phone. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, got it. I'm on my way. What was that about, Kiba? Irina asked. Some business. I'm sorry, but I have to be going. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Well, not much can go wrong for Issei when he's playing strip poker with weight. Aren't there supposed to be more girls here? He already has Reiner and Asia living here. Where are they? Oh well. Not like Rias needs more competition. Kiba then left off to whatever business he had. Okay. Well, does anyone have a deck of cards? Issei asked. I do, Irina exclaimed, holding up a deck of cards. All angels carry a deck of cards. We are told to do this from day one, but are never told why. But it does come in handy now and then. Okay, does anyone know the rules? I've never actually played strip poker before. Issei said yes. When the game begins, each player is given 2 cards. Then 3 cards are put on the table, or the ground. Each player has an opportunity to fold then and not risk losing an item of clothing, but if they decide to play, they do risk losing an item. We can play where everyone who didn't win loses a piece of clothing, or slow, where only the person who got the worst hand loses a piece of clothing. Socks count as a pair, so you have to take off both at once. Hats and any type do not count as they are accessories, not clothes. Shoes should have been taken off at the door. When someone loses all of their clothes, they must remain in the room. We can begin as we are now, or we can all change into more or less clothes, although you would lose if you put on less clothes. Kaneko explained. All right. Does anyone here want to change? Issei asked. When no one answered, he continued, Really? You don't want to change, Rias? No. I'm fine, but if you lose 2 games, you'll be out. That's fine. All right then. Let's start. We have 5 players, so we can sit on 2 of the 3 couches, Issei said, as he sat on the middle of one couch. Kaneko got on his lap while Rias, Akino, and Irina got on the couch opposite Issei. Kaneko, why are you sitting on my lap? Because it's comfy. All right then. Is everybody ready to play? Issei asked. At that moment, Reiner and Asia walked in. What's everybody playing? Reiner asked. Strip poker? Wanna play? Issei asked. Sure, Reiner said. Why not? Asia said as she and Reiner sat on the 3rd couch. Wait, Asia, do you know the rules? Rias asked. Yes. The game was strictly looked down upon during my time with the angels, but while I was with the fallen angels, they played it very often, but I never have played it myself. Oh. All right. Who wants to deal? I will, Kaneko said before taking the deck from Irina and pinching out cards. When everybody had their cards, Issei looked at them. 2 queens. Awesome. The 3 cards put on the table were 2 queens and a joker. The joker is a wild card, so I have 5 queens. Awesome. Play dot. Alright, are we playing We're Slow? Reiner asked. Issei said, Okay, who's in? After everyone raised their hands, Kaneko said, Alright, show cards. 5 queens. Read it and weep, Issei said with a dot. The girls didn't seem too unhappy about losing and proceeded to take off a piece of clothing. Rias took off her top piece, letting her fall free. Akino took off her shirt, revealing a black bra that covered very little. Reiner and Asia also took off their shirts, but neither had a bra on. Why don't you guys wear a bra? Rias asked. Well, ever since I joined the dragon faction, may have been getting a lot, and now my bras don't really fit anymore, Asia said, blushing when she saw Issei trying not to look. And I never do, Rainer said. Irina also took off her black one-piece suit, revealing her frilly white bra and panties. And Echo got off Issei and took off her shorts, revealing her white panties. In order to take off her shorts, she obviously had to bend completely over directly in front of Issei. She then sat back down on Issei's lap. They played another hand with everyone playing again. This time, Akana won with a pair of jacks. Rias took off her bikini bottom, leaving her completely once again as well as out of the game. Irina took off her bra, revealing her C-cup breasts. Rainer and Asia both took off their shorts, revealing Rainer's black panties and Asian white panties. Issei, who already lost his shirt when he took his nap, took off his pants, leaving him in his boxers. Oniko took off her panties, surprising Issei, who thought she was going to take off her shirt. She then sat back on Issei's lap, now only covered by his boxers. At this moment, Kuroka walked in. Hey, are you guys playing strip poker? Why didn't anyone invite me? Shiren, I have found you at last. Kuroka, what are you doing here? Kaneko asked. Well, Shiren, I wanted to see you. And the devils were starting to get on my nerves, hunting me and all. So I joined the dragon faction. Aren't you happy to see me? My name is not Shiren. It is Kaneko. I am not happy to see you. You caused a lot of trouble for me. And you killed our last master. He was going to do very bad things to you. I did what I did to stop him. Issei, why did you let her join? Because she is your sister. I don't know the full details, but as someone who has lost all of their family members, I can tell you that you should always treasure your family even if they do make a mistake. Thank you, Issei, Kuroka said. Well, I guess she did do what she thought was best, but she almost got me killed. How was I supposed to know they would come after you? Because I am your sister. Exactly, you are my sister. Can you please just forgive me? I don't know, maybe. Please, Kuroka said, all but begging. Fine, but don't expect me to be all ovey-dovey with you anytime soon. I'm still a bit mad. Yay. Now let's talk about boys. Kuroka exclaimed. Kaneko blushed and yelled, No. Why not? Oh, because you're sitting on your crush's lap completely pantless. You're such a tease, Shiren. What? No. Sister, I can read your aura. Remember? It's all from love. And a bit red from embarrassment, but love, I forgive you. That's not how it works, Okino said. Back to my other question, why didn't anyone invite me to play strip poker? I kind of forgot about you. Sorry, Issei said. That was mean. Come on, Shiren. We're leaving. Kuroka said. What? No. I want to keep playing. You mean you want to keep sitting on Issei's? Don't worry. There's plenty of time for that. Let's go. Kuroka said. At this point, neither Issei nor Kaneko's face could get any redder. Stop calling me Shiren. My name is Kaneko. I might. I probably won't though. Kuroka said as she grabbed Kaneko and took her away. When they left, Ria said, So who wants to keep playing? After everyone raised their hands, they continued. Meanwhile, Kuroka was whispering something in Kaneko's ear in the other room. Okay. Fine. I do want to, and I guess it will help us bond. Space skipped Kiba and his business. So how are we doing, Sertsex? Kiba asked, walking in on Sertsex, who was sitting in his favorite chair with GL of red wine, watching the dragon faction play strip poker. Good. Rias is complete. Dadae seems to be taking the most notice of her, Asia, and Kaneko, but Kaneko just left. Would you like some wine? Sure. Wait. Are you 21? Yes, I am in the dragon faction. Boucher. Sertsex said as he handed Kiba a GL and poured the wine. Wow. This is heavenly, Kiba exclaimed. Where do you think I got it from? Sertsex has said, then continued, I don't always, but when I do, I wine from heaven. At this, they raised there and drank. Are you sure this is a good idea, sister? Kaneko asked. Of course, Shiren. No man would ever say no to you, Kuroka said. But the way you want to start, isn't it a bit too forceful? No, he might be a bit hesitant at first, but after that, everything will be fine. What about Asia? Isn't she usually with Issei? I took care of her. No need to worry, okay if you say so. When Kaneko and Kuroka got to Issei's room, Kuroka knocked on his door. Hey guys. Do you need something? Issei asked when he opened the door. What's that over there? Kuroka said, pointing behind Issei. Issei looked behind him while Kuroka and Kaneko snuck into his room. Whoops, it was nothing. Hey Issei, you have something on your shoulder, Kuroka said, and she dusted Issei's shoulder. Then she poked his neck and Issei dropped to the floor. Hey, what are you doing? Issei asked. He discovered he was now completely immobile from the neck down. This will either turn out very awesome or absolutely terrible. I'm just teaching Kaneko some things. I use my senjutsu to immobilize you for now. Don't worry, I'll let you move in a bit, but for now, I need you to stay still. Okay? This is going to be awesome. This is exactly why I told you I should recruit her Issei. Banging sisters is second only to banging twins. Oh, Drake. I don't need your commentary, Drake. Go to Kuroka said, as she tapped Issei's left wrist. ZZZZ, too easy. Now, Albion, you can either be quiet or be put to like Drake. You can't be with Issei yet. He isn't 18, right, Issei? Yeah. I won't have until I'm officially of age. What are you talking about? The legal age in Japan is 13, Kuroka said. What Issei muttered, meanwhile, downstairs. Ow, my head, Asia said, waking up on a couch. How'd I get here? I was getting ready for bed when flashback. Hey Asia, I made this I found on the internet. Would you please give me your opinion? Kuroka asked. Sure. I replied. I drank the GL she offered, which looked like milk but smelled like soda. It tastes like orange juice. I'm so why? Good. I knew my ink potion works. Ink potion, why? And a flashback. Why did Kuroka give me a ring potion? And where is everybody? It is then that Asia felt an uncomfortable itch between her. This was something she never felt before. So she scratched. That feels good. She stared at her until she realized what she was doing. What am I doing? I've never even done anything like that before. Why did I start Kuroka? Asia marched upstairs and found a note on the wall. Eurasia. So you woke up? Hooray. Anyway, what I gave you wasn't just a ring potion, I put a little something something in there too. So now you have an itch that you may or may not have felt before. I gave you the ink potion so that Shurin, you know her as Kaneko, and I could have it with Issei. I put the something something in the potion to make it up to you. Anyway, we should be done with Issei by the time you're reading this, so feel free to go in and help him as hard as I did. The itch won't go away until you do. Good luck getting anything done while you're as I know you are. Sincerely, Kuroka. That bad kitty, how dare she drug me? And what she did to Issei, I really should go check on him, make sure she hasn't done anything bad to him either. She took the note and stormed off. She walked into Issei's bedroom and found him in his bed. She whispered, Issei, Issei, wake up Issei. What? Oh, hey Asia. Issei said, finally waking up. Do you need something? I'm not exactly wearing anything, so if you could look the other way while I get dressed, that'd be nice. Okay, Asia said. She put her hands over her eyes and sat on his bed while Issei went over to put his pajamas on, and she peeked. Oh Myas! Asia dropped her hands from her eyes and her jaw just as Issei turned around. You peeked, didn't you? Wanna know? Asia said, but the blush gave her away. Ugh, sorry. Kuroka and Kaneko came in earlier and well, it's not important what they did. What did you need? Well, just read this note. Okay, Asia said as she handed the note to Issei. Sure. Issei grabbed the note and began reading it. Well, she admits she drugged her, and she told Asia. Great, what's this? An itch? Oh. Oh dear. Yeah, is it itch? Asia blushed but nodded. Maybe you can just take it off. Nope. Great, Ddraig's awake again, Issei muttered as he climbed into his own bed. Shut up. That damn cat put me on for the good part. That was because you deserved it. So you actually had SSC. Yeah, I had them. Kuroka used senjutsu to make me immobile, then basically raped me. She claimed that since I liked it, it wasn't rape, but still. Anyway, climb in. I promise not to do anything weird, okay? Asia said as she climbed into the bed. She snuggled up to Issei and listened as he fell. Let's hope I can just do this off. Thanks for listening to my video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment below your favorite part. Sayonara, see you in the next video.